That's because they work here, they live here, and they love making bathrooms better for their neighbors. Custom fit tub and shower solutions are installed in as little as 1 day, and every installation is backed by a lifetime warranty. Call Bathfitter or visit bathfitternw.com to schedule a free consultation. This special offer won't last.
Hey, Spike O'Neill here with Dr. Matthew Sharp, owner of Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens. Dr. Sharp, I keep getting questions from our listeners. When's the right time to have this procedure? My eyes are changing. Should I wait until they're done changing?
Well, I always tell patients, do it now. Don't wait. Whatever age you are, and that's part of the mission of Sharp Vision, is that whatever age you are, whatever prescription you have, we try to find a procedure that works for you. When you're young, LASIK and PRK are great procedures. As we get older, the refractive lens exchange becomes more appealing because that can fix whatever glasses prescription, whether you're farsighted, nearsighted, or have astigmatism, and it fixes it permanently so you don't develop cataracts, and it allows you to see near without glasses.
Do what I did. Schedule a consultation to learn everything you need to know from the best Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens. 425-451-2020 or go online to sharp-vision.com. That's sharp with an E-vision.com.
Take your business to the next level in 2025 with help from WaFd Bank. WaFd Bank's business accounts and cash flow tools get you paid in hours, not weeks, so you can grow your business and meet your goals. You need a best bank. Visit wafdbank.com to learn more. Member FDIC.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News. This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Steve Kathan. Key meeting today at the White House. Ukraine's president will be there just 3 days after President Trump met in Alaska with Vladimir Putin.
Zelensky's last visit to the White House didn't go so well.
You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having cards.
Right. Today, he brought some European leaders as backup to help end Russia's war in Ukraine. While President Trump was pushing for a ceasefire before his meeting with Putin on Friday, he's now suggesting going directly to a peace agreement instead. But Zelensky doesn't seem to be on board.
It's impossible to do this under the pressure of weapons.
Stacey Lynn, CBS News, the White House.
Overseas, an apparent movement in the Middle East.
I'm Vicki Barker at the Foreign Desk in London. Possible ceasefire in Gaza, which could pave the way to the freeing of Israeli hostages there. Hamas has agreed to a new ceasefire proposal without requesting any changes. The deal reportedly calls for an initial 60-day truce with hostages released in 2 stages. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has been insisting that all the hostages be released at the same time, but Israeli media are reporting he's prepared to consider a partial ceasefire and staged hostage releases.
A House panel investigating the Jeffrey Epstein case is getting closed-door testimony from former Trump Attorney General William Barr. CBS's Katrina Kaufman.
It was very unusual for an Attorney General, Bill Barr, to personally oversee this investigation of Jeffrey Epstein, to personally be reviewing that surveillance footage. Also, his staff was on site shortly after Epstein's death. That was very unusual as well with an inmate death.
2 weeks after leaving, Texas Democrats heading back to the state to face off with Republicans who are pushing a redistricting plan. CBS News Texas reporter Trevor Sohaki.
Multiple sources tell CBS News that the Texas House Democrats who left are now coming back or already back in the state capitol, but each is coming back according to their own schedule. Now, we are going to be waiting and watching, though, because they have to meet a quorum, and we'll have to wait and see because the House is reconvening today.
There's word Newsmax will pay $67 million to Dominion Voting Systems over false claims the cable channel made about the 2020 presidential election. Now to northern Utah, where 2 police officers responding to a call about a domestic dispute were shot and killed. And Brigham City Police Chief Chad Reyes says a suspect is in custody.
The suspect was booked into the Box Elder County Jail on charges of aggravated murder.
The sheriff's deputy was wounded. Checking Wall Street. Right now, the Dow is down 13 points. The S&P is down 4. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
A basketball tournament in honor of one of Brian Koberger's victims. The story coming up, but first, KIRO Newsradio traffic. In Redmond, the crash has been cleared from State Route 520 eastbound near 51st Street, and you really have no other significant blocking or slowing problems. Roadwork is done for now on I-5 northbound near the Ship Canal Bridge, and the express lanes are open southbound. You are flying. Travel time Everett to Seattle, 22 minutes. Everett to Bellevue, half an hour. Traffic brought to you by KIRO Radio Rundown. Text newsletter to 888-973-5476 and subscribe to the daily KIRO News Radio Rundown.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch. Seattle police are investigating a Saturday night shooting at Golden Gardens Park. KIRO 7 TV's Jake Chapman spoke with witnesses.
Those who saw what led up to it.
One of them took his shorts down and exposed himself.
It was after that moment someone pulled out a gun.
I heard 5 shots.
A 35-year-old man was rushed to Harborview Medical Center with life-threatening injuries. Officers detained 3 people in connection to the shooting and had arrested a 22-year-old man for assault. But Sunday evening, that man is now out of jail and the investigation is back on.
Police are investigating after gunfire broke out near a Swift bus stop in Mill Creek Saturday night. Police say it started with an argument at the Orange Line stop on 164th Street Southeast. Everyone ran off, but officers later tracked down 2 suspects. Mill Creek police say no one was injured. The man accused of shooting a wheelchair-bound man on Seattle's waterfront is expected in court today. The shooter accused Harold Powell of pretending to be a veteran, but Powell tells KIRO 7 TV he did serve in the Navy. And he adds,
I refuse to complain, and I'm not going to let this guy, nothing about this guy live in my mind for rent-free.
The suspect is facing assault charges. Just 2 months before Ethan Chapin and 3 other University of Idaho students were killed, Ethan helped start a basketball contest to benefit kids in the Skagit Valley. Over the weekend, the Hope for the Valley tournament was held in his honor, organizers telling KIRO 7 TV.
It's been a heavy couple years, and it's been a lot of work to put this on. It's so fulfilling. Just want to do right by Ethan and do right by his spirit.
Money raised helps pay for equipment, gym time, and scholarships. There's now a bronze statue of Seattle basketball legend Sue Bird. KIRO 7 TV's Eric Thomas was at the unveiling at Climate Pledge Arena.
An unveiling that a lot of people had circled on their calendar.
She does so much for basketball, but also other women's sports.
That's why it is important, because there was this team that I could support as a young child.
As for Bird, she acknowledged the accolade with all the grace and poise that we've grown accustomed to on the hardwood, but made sure to sprinkle in a little humor.
And when you inevitably see a little bird poop on my shoulder, just consider it family checking in and reminding me where home is.
Bird becomes the first WNBA star to have a statue dedicated in her honor. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Partly sunny skies today with highs in the mid-70s. It's 64 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio App. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
We back, y'all. Happy Monday, August 18th. Welcome into the Gee and Ursula Show. Ursula, we got so much stuff going on today.
We do.
I mean, I'm talking about a lot. First of all, before you get started, Ursula, I want you to know you asked me a question yesterday, and I don't know if I really got back to you. You asked me if my Speedo arrived.
Because
yes, it did.
This is field trip week.
Come on.
We're not going to say exactly what day we're going to make our field trip to Seattle's Denny Blaine Park, but we're going to go undercover. And then you took that to mean wearing a Speedo.
The package showed up. Good morning. Can't wait to hang out on this show today. Ursula, what we got?
No puns intended.
What
No
we got
puns
going on
intended.
today?
Okay, well, coming up at 9:30, you went to your first Seattle Storm game over the weekend.
Shout out, Dawn.
Yeah, what a special day.
Yeah, it was nice.
That was really cool. So Sue Bird got her statue.
Yes,
So
she
that
did.
was really, really cool.
Yep.
We're going to talk about that. And then Hey, those Seahawks.
Oh, come on now.
Okay, yeah. So what a great start.
Shoot.
Against the Kansas City Chiefs?
Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay, so that looked really good. So we'll talk about that.
9:47, we're debuting a new segment.
Okay, what's that?
It's called Hot Take Monday. And here's the thing, Ursula. How come not one time have you asked me about any of my hot takes for today?
Because it's out of fear.
All right, let's go.
Text us 888-973-5476 888-973 KIRO. We can't do the show without you, and love to get your feedback on any of our segments. Also, welcome to all of you watching us on YouTube as well.
All right, let's get to it. Ursula's top stories of the day brought to you by Bath Bitter Northwest.
Washington's Attorney General Bob Ferguson is once again staring down threats from the Trump administration. But he's not blinking. In a sharply worded letter this week, U.S. Attorney General Pamela Bondi accused our state of blocking federal immigration enforcement, calling the state a sanctuary jurisdiction and warning that this needs to end now. And she even went so far as to suggest that our state could lose federal funding unless it drops its sanctuary policies and starts cooperating with ICE. So she is giving the governor until August 19th to prove that he is in compliance and to lay out all the immediate steps that the state is going to take to get in line with federal immigration law. But in a public response, Ferguson is not backing down. He says Washington has no intention of changing our values, and he blasts what he calls the federal government's relentless targeting of law-abiding immigrants. And specifically, G, he pointed to the Keep Washington Working Act, which we bring up quite often. This is a law that was passed in 2019 that prevents local police from acting as immigration agents.
Yeah.
And he says that protects families and helps officers focus on public safety and not deportation. So there's a standoff now. Trump's DOJ says comply or pay the price, and Ferguson says no, we're not. So should Washington risk losing federal funds over this?
Yes. No doubt about it. Matter of fact, how about we do this? How about we leave all the funding just to the states right now, and let's see which state needs welfare and which one needs handouts, right? Come on, which states do you think can stand on their own and which states can't? You could do a Google search and see which states in the United States kind of struggle with that. Kentucky being one of those states. Anyway, Kentucky was a topic on the last show. The thing that stands out in this is in this letter, Bondi says, and by the way, this is the part where I am consistently trying to show you how these folks want to create and shape a narrative. Listen to this. It's in the letter. Bondi claims so-called sanctuary jurisdiction policies have undermined this necessary cooperation and obstructed federal immigration enforcement, giving aliens cover to perpetrate crimes.
Oh, yeah. I mean, try to distance it, try to dehumanize them as much as possible. Basically, paint them out to be all criminals. I mean, they call them criminal invaders, criminal aliens. That's the language that is being used. Mm-hmm. And okay, if you're a believer in the Constitution, here's the thing: sanctuary policies like Keep Washington Working Act are on solid constitutional ground. I mean, the 10th Amendment forbids the federal government from commandeering state or local resources for immigration enforcement. So courts have actually backed that up and have said that compliance with federal detainer requests is voluntary. And so basically, the state attorney general, who is putting up all sorts of fights, is doing what the law obligates. So if you're a believer in the Constitution, then you would defend the local autonomy and the rule of law.
Yeah. You know what, Ursula, that used to be a thing. That's not a thing no more. This whole believing in the Constitution. That's over with.
It's
I'm gonna tell you what
convenient.
It is. You're either one of two things. It's nothing about the Constitution. It's either you're a believer in MAGA or you're not. That's it. And MAGA is not loyal to the Constitution. MAGA is loyal to Donald Trump. And this is why this type of behavior is so dangerous for our country.
Well, I'm curious to hear what you all think. Text line 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO. Conservatives believe that sanctuary policies undermine the rule of law, and they basically think that these so-called quote-unquote criminal aliens end up slipping through the cracks, and they are responsible for driving up crime rates, which in fact is not the case. I mean, look at the statistics before you use that argument. And then they'll always bring up, well, what about, that criminal invader who killed, XYZ? Yeah, there are some horrible people who are in this country illegally and need to be deported after they serve their time. Absolutely. But that's not the majority.
And there's absolutely nothing that stops ICE from doing their jobs.
Correct.
Because ICE has the jail rosters. They can go pick up anyone they want at any time. What they do is they say, will you please hold them past their release date, which is unconstitutional? And we say no. So they can do their jobs or not. Our law enforcement officers not doing it for them doesn't do anything.
Here's my thought. Gee, okay, have you been seeing what Gavin Newsom of California has been doing? I mean, yeah. He seems to almost be the only one that has a backbone.
Mm-hmm. Wake up, America. Wake up. You will not have a country if he rigs this election. No. You will have a president who will be running for a third term. Mark my word. I wasn't exaggerating when I said that I received in the mail a Trump 2028 hat from one of his biggest supporters. These guys are not screwing around. The rules do not apply to him. The most corrupt president in history. He doesn't believe in free enterprise, crony capitalism. He is wrecking this country, wrecking the economy. He's a lawless president. Wake up, America. Wake up to what's going on.
But the thing, here's the thing, Ursula. Gavin Newsom, the governor, is saying those things. And I don't think America is waking up. I don't think in November of 2024, when people were telling you what was going to happen, Donald Trump was telling you what he was going to do. And he's doing it now. It's having a huge impact. Folks are starting to see as negative. I got folks texting me and say, okay, G, you know what? That's it now. I'm not a believer in Donald Trump anymore. Oh, no, don't worry. This is all too late. He's going to continue because MAGA is a stronger, it's like a vice grip. You guys remember, you know what vice grips are? Vice grip. MAGA has a vice grip on the Republican Party. MAGA has a vice grip on the United States of America. You can literally show them what's going on with Putin. Like, an indicted war criminal gets to ride in the beast with the United States of America. A war criminal gets the red carpet. Don't tell me about faith and democracy and the Constitution. MAGA is everything in this country.
Okay, that energy that you just had and the energy of Gavin Newsom, that needs to be, there needs to be a force multiplier.
But sometimes,
I guarantee you right now that there are people who are absolutely triggered and who are going to call, accuse us of Trump derangement syndrome and badger us because we're pointing out that we should all not be okay with what is happening. Okay,
I just never thought that the United States 2025 would actually feel like 1933. And you know what country I'm talking about, Germany. What's next?
Well, here's a gift. Pierce County Sheriff Keith Swank has spent more than 6 weeks of his first 7 months in office out of town.
Really?
Yeah, he's been bouncing from police conferences to political events in Washington, D.C. There was a Florida vacation and even a 17-day sightseeing safari in South Africa. Uh-huh. So in total, this is from the News Tribune, 33 weekdays away from the county. But he says he's never really off the clock. He answers emails whenever he has Wi-Fi. He points out the undersheriff fills in when he's gone. Taxpayers did cover 2 of the trips, about $5,400 for conferences in D.C. and Spokane, but the rest, he says, came out of his own pocket. But I need to point out that all of this is happening, all of his out-of-town travel is happening while he's in this public legal battle with the prosecutor over immigration enforcement, speaking of which. He's also dealing with should be dealing with the hand-picked head of investigations, Major Chadwick Dickerson, who was arrested on suspicion of DUI and vehicular assault after allegedly crashing into a family SUV. He's been posting 100-plus times on X just this month. And some people are saying, man, you spend a lot of time online. He says, well, I can walk and chew gum. And according to the News Tribune, the travel is not going to be slowing down anytime soon. He's going to be going on another big trip to Mansfield in September, another sheriff's conference, and then some more time off around Christmas. So do you find this unusual? Do you think that, can you do your job from anywhere, or does it feel like he just doesn't feel like being here?
Can you do your job working from home? Sure. Can you still do your job and fold laundry and put some loads in and clean the kitchen while you're doing your job? Sure, right? You could do your job because remember, this is the same sheriff that is trying to talk about how dangerous our undocumented immigrants are, who spends his time and actually is trying to get taxpayers to pay for his lawyers so that he can do what he wants to by going after undocumented immigrants. If it's so dangerous here in Pierce County, why do you wear Hawaiian shirts and go travel everywhere? Speaking of that, let me talk about the sheriff. On X yesterday, here's his tweet. I'm thinking about changing our uniforms back to sheriff colors like green and or tan. That will differentiate us from city police. I think we also would be good for morale. Maybe even change the color of our patrol vehicles. What do you think? You know what I think? I think taxpayers don't want to be on the hook for paying for more uniforms, one. And two, aren't you the same one trying to get money for your deputies? Right now, the city of Tacoma, the Tacoma Police Department is whooping y'all. You want to know why? Because they want to go work for a real leader.
Wait. Did he say that he thought the morale would be improved by new uniforms?
I'm thinking about changing our uniforms back to sheriff colors like green and or tan. That will differentiate us from city police. I think it would be good for morale. Maybe even change the color of our patrol vehicles. What do you think?
Okay, what I think is that voice is very annoying.
You have swank derangement syndrome. You want to talk about how bad of a person I am, so let me set the record straight about that.
Okay, we're off to quite the Monday.
The thing is, Ursula,
what
you used to do
heck was that?
I'm gonna tell you what's happening. You used to do a better job
of corralling you.
Yes,
I know. What happened?
You tell me. Why do you just let me go?
What did you slept over the weekend? You got rest. Okay, but anyway, back to seriousness. Going to a couple of conferences, of course, that's normal. But 6 weeks of travel in your first 6 months, including a 17-day African safari, I don't think that is standard. So I'd love to hear what you think. 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO. The man who was shot in his wheelchair near the Seattle waterfront is now speaking out. Harold Powell says he was simply trying to earn a few bucks when a stranger accused him of stolen valor.
I was getting ready to leave, and a gentleman walked up to me. He says, how long are you going to be here? I said, I'm wrapping up. I said, why? He says, because you're a fake veteran. I said, oh, no, I'm a veteran, man. I says, no, I got ID.
Now, Powell spoke with King 5 News. He says 32-year-old Gregory Tim demanded proof of his military service, then ripped a patch off his bag. And before he even could pull out his ID, he says Tim opened fire. Okay, if you see the video, you can see tourists scattering to get away from the gunfire, and then Tim continuing to demand that Powell show him his ID. Tim claimed to officers that he only fired because Powell pulled a gun, but witnesses and video evidence say that did not happen. A wildlife officer happened to be nearby and was able to detain the alleged shooter. Powell was rushed to Harborview, and he tells King 5 News he thought his life was over.
But what a day, you know. I'm just grateful, you know. I'm grateful I'm here.
So the alleged shooter, Tim, is now charged with first-degree assault. His bail set at $750,000.
Yeah.
And I know that you commented on this last week.
Why don't you tell the people some of the comments I got back at me?
Yeah, that was disgusting.
You can't even say them, can you?
I can't.
You see him calling me the N-word?
Yeah, they called you. There were people defending this guy for shooting someone in a wheelchair over alleged stolen valor, which was incorrect. And then, then when you were essentially defending the victim, you were called the N-word. You were told to go back to sports.
Yep.
And I'm just,
are you shocked?
I'm disgusted.
Are you shocked? Tell the truth. Are you shocked?
I'm shocked that someone would assign their name and post that and be okay with their name being on that for something so horrific and ugly.
You as chef asked me, the person that called me an N-word, did they hide their name? No, they don't have to now. This is a new day. You can say these things out. This is the way it is. Oh, well, it's not, that's just how they talk now. I just want to say this.
Is there any defense? Like, does someone have the right to, and I want you guys to text in, does someone have the right to confront someone over what they think is a stolen military patch or stolen valor?
Insecure men do. By the way, we keep talking about mental health. Let's just be specific of what it is, Ursula. Insecure men are the most dangerous people in the world. These little boys view a gun primarily as means they want to intimidate. They want to establish their dominance. Sometimes it's just unnecessary confrontations. And the problem is we are continuing to accept this. These little boys bring guns in situations. They feel dominant. They feel tough. They feel strong. They ain't never put them knuckles up in the air. See, back in some of these little boys, these insecure little boys used to get slapped in their face when they was in high school and in grade school. And now they get a little guns and they feel all confident. Ooh, I'm waiting for you to corral me. Coming up at 9:47, it is Hot Take Monday. I got some hot takes for you, but up next, those Seattle Seahawks, I'm telling you, it was like a great first date, and afterwards she says, hey, let's do this again. Well, we'll do that next. Gee Ursula.
KIRO Newsradio, the Northwest trusted news source.
Get the latest from KIRO Newsradio's James Lynch.
It happened Wednesday morning just after 6 o'clock.
Experienced voices you trust.
Several people hurt after a violent Saturday in Pierce County.
Coverage you depend on.
More from KIRO Newsradio's Matt Markovich.
It's as close to a veto warning as you could possibly get.
KIRO Newsradio. We're on YouTube, our app, your smart speaker, and 97.3 FM.
It started as a puddle.
Where?
In the shower.
Uh-oh.
Then the kitchen sink.
Started backing up?
Yeah.
I know where this is going.
Clogged up.
Right. No problem.
Beg your pardon?
There's no clog we can't clear.
You're Dan.
From Apollo Plumbing.
This is going to get pricey.
How about $83?
To clear my drain?
Apollo Plumbing clears main drains every day.
For $83?
$83 or it's free.
What's the catch?
No catch. We'll even do a camera inspection.
Why's that?
It's the best way to find the cause of your clog.
And it's included?
No extra charge. Truth is, we hate clogs.
I don't love them.
Seen them all.
Ew.
I promise, there's no clog Apollo can't clear.
Guaranteed.
83 or free.
Goodbye, slow drains.
All it takes is an accessible clean out.
And Apollo gets my drains draining again.
You call, we come, it's fixed.
My heroes.
Just doing our job.
Thank you, Apollo Plumbing.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
Change is always happening. It's part of life. And when it comes to music, change is all around us. Songs are rewritten. Classics are remixed. Bands and artists come and go. Even our taste in music changes. Here at Xfinity, we know there's still good in keeping some things the same. That's why we want to do our part with a 5-year price guarantee on our internet. It means no matter what changes, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment included for a price that stays exactly the same. Surprised? Life is full of them. One internet price, 5 years, guaranteed. Learn more at Xfinity.com/deals. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Send off summer with the power of zero at Kendall Ford of Marysville. Get 0% APR, make zero down payment, and have zero payment for up to 90 days on select new Fords. Go electric and save an incredible $17,000 off MSRP on a new all-wheel drive 2024 Ford F-150 Lightning Pro Crew Cab. And get 0% APR. Save over $2,300 off MSRP on a new 2025 Ford Mustang Mach-E Select and get 0% APR. Save over $2,300 off MSRP on a new 2025 Ford Bronco Sport Big Bend 4x4. Check out the savings and stop by Kendall Ford of Marysville today. Kendall, let's start something great.
VIN number RWG 33493, SMA 24296, and SRE 72794. $2083 per month for $1,000 finance, subject to credit approval before credit. Interest will accrue during the deferred payment period. All factor rebates subject to change. Price does not include taxes, title, or license. A negotiable documentary service fee of up to $200 may be added to the sale price of the vehicle. Subject to prior sales, see dealer for details. Offer expires 9/2/25.
Cars for Kids, the easy way to donate your car. Donate today and your car can be picked up tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.com or 1-877-CARS4KIDS.
Spike O'Neill here with Dr. Matthew Sharp, owner of Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens. Dr. Sharp, I am amazed at the brightness and the clarity that I didn't even realize I'd lost before I had my procedure. How's that even possible?
A lot of people don't realize that. As you get older, the lens not only is less flexible, but it gets less transparent. And gradually, even in our 40s, 50s, 60s, the lens variety does get less transparent. So you get more glare at night, more halos, loss of contrast sensitivity, loss of some color vision or decreased color vision.
Exactly what I was seeing.
And so when we replace that lens that gets cloudier and cloudier with a crystal clear lens, all of the light gets through, all of the clarity, all the brightness, all the colors. And again, with the multifocal lenses that we have, it's sort of like a bifocal built in, so you can see near and far.
Give the folks at Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens a call at 425-451-2020 or online at sharp-vision.com. Sharp with an E-vision.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch. President Trump and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky are set to meet in just half an hour to talk about peace for Ukraine, a peace plan that will likely have Trump proposing Ukraine give up land that Russia seized. Zelensky says under Ukraine's constitution, he can't agree to that. And CBS's Deborah Patta reports.
Ukraine and its allies in Europe also fear that sacrificing Ukrainian territory to Russia would set a dangerous precedent, effectively rewarding Vladimir Putin for his invasion and even encouraging him to do it again.
Several European leaders have accompanied Zelensky to the White House. Egyptian and Qatari mediators have put together a new peace plan for Gaza. The BBC's Yolanda Nell says Hamas is taking a look.
What we've got confirmed is that they have received this new plan via the mediators and are due to give their response on it shortly.
Hurricane Aaron brought heavy rain and flooding to Puerto Rico over the weekend, and today it's turning up rough surf along the East Coast. CBS's Lonnie Quinn.
Anywhere from Florida up to Maine could see 8 to 12-foot waves around Cape Hatteras on Thursday, potential for 15 to 20. Consequently, a mandatory evacuation for Hatteras Island has been put into effect by Tuesday morning at 8 a.m., everybody has to be off of that island.
Western Washington's recent rain helped, but it was not enough to stop the Bear Gulch wildfire, which is now burning on more than 8,000 acres near Lake Cushman. It's just 3% contained. Warmer, drier weather could ramp up fire activity this week. Nearly 700 firefighters are now working the area with the help from helicopters and drones. Feel like your paycheck isn't keeping up with inflation? Analyst Sarah Foster with a new bank rate survey.
Inflation rose much faster than wages coming out of the pandemic. And even though wages are catching back up to prices, there's still a gap, which means for many Americans, their pay just doesn't go as far as it used to.
The Seahawks dominated the Kansas City Chiefs 33-16 in their second preseason game of the year.
Block, looks, throws to the end zone, back shoulder throw, Bobo, touchdown, Seahawks!
Both of backup quarterback Drew Lock's touchdowns were to fan-favorite wide receiver Jake Bobo. The Seahawks travel to Lambeau Field Saturday for their third preseason game against Green Bay. On Wall Street, the Dow is up about 5 points, NASDAQ down 16. KIRO News Radio traffic, just seeing your typical slowdowns on I-5 through Seattle and on 405 through Renton. Roadwork is done for now on I-5 northbound near the Ship Canal Bridge. Express lanes are open southbound, and you are flying. Travel time Everett to Seattle still about 22 minutes, Everett to Bellevue 23. Traffic brought to you by Closets by Design. Custom storage solutions for closets, garages, home offices, and more. ClosetsByDesign.com. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Partly sunny skies today with highs in the mid-70s. It's 64 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the Gee and Ursula Show. It was a very busy weekend for sports fans, and one of the biggest sports fans is my co-host, Gee, and you had a chance to take in 2 games.
Sure did. Let's talk about Friday night. Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. The Seahawks put it on them. Choked them and spanked them all at the same time, Ursula. The Seahawks were dominant in that game against them. The stadium itself, Lumen Field, Ursula, it was rocking inside that stadium like a Red Hot Chili Peppers concert in the mid-90s.
Okay, was it because people were expecting Taylor Swift to show up?
I don't know.
Why was it so electric for a preseason game? It seems like, okay, I'm just going to throw it out there. When the Seahawks don't win, it's like, it's just a preseason. Yeah. But this time they won. It looked like a really good team against the Kansas City Chiefs, and also it was electric.
68,000. And here's what it was. Here's why the stadium was rocking. It's like that first Thanksgiving where she's going to bring over the new husband, and everybody is curious as to what he will be like. Friday night, everybody's curious of what this team is going to be like. This is the first glimpse at Sam Darnold, the new quarterback. And how was he on his first drive? Perfect, like long live Mark in a marriage. He was 4 for 4 on the drive. It was a 10-play drive, 81 yards for the touchdown. It was amazing. And then the Seahawks went on from there. They kept scoring, running. They ran the ball 48 times.
Wow.
They won that game 33-16. And
what were you most surprised of? Was it
the play calling?
Oh, okay.
The offensive play calling. It would be like you were in that new relationship, and then because of the new relationship, you're doing things so well, you realize what you didn't have in the last relationship. And right now, the offensive coordinator, Clint Kubiak, he's really good. It was a well-balanced attack. I have not seen that in a long time. As a matter of fact, preseason, regular season, no season, the 12s fans have not seen the Seahawks perform and play like that in a very long time. It was good. It was dominant at home.
You know I have a soft spot for the O-line. How did the O-line look?
They was putting hands on them boys. Pause. They was putting hands on them. I'm talking about
so in other words,
crazy.
They were effective.
They ran the ball 48 times.
Okay, so yeah, that would indicate that they were doing their job, and then some.
They did whatever they wanted to, like a husband going to Vegas every weekend. Did whatever they wanted.
Okay, what about the other game that you attended?
Oh, the Seattle Storm. Unfortunately, they did not get the win. They lost by a couple. It was a great game down the stretch.
I think it's a rebuilding year.
However,
for the Storm.
It was great to be in attendance. Sue Bird had a statue unveiled, and it was beautiful. I think the statue, if you guys get a chance, you get to see her actually in action with this statue. That was awesome. I got a chance to see Sue Bird up close. I got to tell you, probably my most favorite part, I've met Sue Bird before, but my most favorite part of the day, I got to meet Swim Cash, who, oh my gosh, UConn, she won a national championship, she won a WNBA championship, and a gold medal. By the way, only 6 players have done that, and Sue Bird is one of them as well.
That's incredible.
But I got to meet there, so that was great. And I want to take this time, as someone who goes to and has gone to a lot of sporting events. I think you guys will hear me say that, and you say, duh. Okay, fair. I want to say this. The Storm, the Climate Pledge Arena, the fans, the energy, the vibe, it was so good, Ursula. I'm not just making this up, y'all.
No. You said that off the air.
Yeah.
And you said it was an atmosphere, and I found the same thing. And I had to ask myself as I was sitting there at that game, like, why is it taking me so long to discover this?
I know. It's so dope.
Yeah, and I'm kind of curious, like, what is it? I feel like, okay, the thing that came across to me when I was there, and also when we had Don Trudeau, the co-owner of the Seattle Storm, here last week, I truly felt that hometown spirit and that value of community and value of the fan, that they really want to make sure that their fans have an excellent experience.
I think, and you're right, they do want that. And what is the difference? I hope I can try to explain this. It's like the difference of you go to these other games is like a Best Western breakfast down in the morning.
Why do I know those so well?
As opposed to a breakfast that's curated at your auntie house, right? Hey, baby, what you want? Oh, I want some grits. I want some catfish. You curated to you. Best Western, oh, here you go. Scrambled eggs, sausage, sloppy bacon.
You're not special.
You're not special. But that Storm atmosphere, it felt special. So it was great. I got to get back. It was fantastic.
Okay, and what did you think of the whole statue unveiling, too?
I thought it was awesome. I thought the statue unveiling was awesome. Hold on, real quick, just so you guys know, and just from here on out, the Seattle Storm, the city of Seattle, is the first city in the world to have a WNBA player, a woman, as a statue. That's the first. It ain't been done.
I mean, Chef, real quick, because we were looking into statues of female athletes.
Yeah.
How many are there?
Roughly 9 total in the United States.
Think about that. For as many male athletes as you'll have statues, we can't even make a dozen. So that's how rare that is.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, coming up, Ursula, we're doing a new segment. And again...
And you are in rare form today, so I'm a little concerned because I have no idea what you're going to bring up.
Okay, here's a question for you all listening. This is a new segment, and it's called Hot Take Mondays. This is where I am going to give hot takes. Do you all think Ursula should ask me and vet some of those hot takes before they come to the air? Or should Ursula just let me just go off the hook and just do what I want to? You can answer that, but either way, you're getting hot takes next. Gee and Ursula.
Ah, summer in the Puget Sound region. Hanging at the beach. A nice coffee on a long walk with the pooch. And So much time sitting in traffic every weekend, literally going nowhere.
We've all felt it. Big construction projects are underway across the region, and I can help you get around the big delays.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan, presented by Carter Subaru. Get all of Sully's choke points at mynorthwest.com and the KIRO Newsradio app.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install a Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
You still have 40 million plus vehicles globally that are driving around with a potential ticking time bomb, a grenade in either their steering wheel or their dashboard. When we look to what injuries may have transpired from a defective airbag, we generally see loss of vision in an eye, or we see facial lacerations. We also see hearing loss. Unfortunately, we started seeing death after death after death. When that passenger airbag exploded, it basically degloved his entire face. He lost his nose, he lost his right eye. The type of catastrophic injuries that one is more accustomed to seeing in a Hollywood movie, and not something from a device in an automobile that's supposed to protect you. Morgan & Morgan has a national reach in terms of handling and prosecuting cases, notwithstanding the team of lawyers that we have collected that focus only on product liability day in and day out.
Morgan & Morgan. Visit us at badairbags.com for an office near you. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
This fall, Seattle Symphony music director Shen Zhang begins her debut season at Benaroya Hall. On September 13th, Shen conducts Grieg Piano Concerto with pianist Simone Terpcheski for the symphony's opening night. On September 18th and 20th, Shen conducts the majestic Pictures at an Exhibition. On October 2nd, 4th, and 5th, Shen conducts Rachmaninoff's dramatic Second Symphony and Rhapsody on a Theme of Paganini. Ticket info at seattlesymphony.org.
Bathfitter just hit a big milestone, 42,000 installations in Western Washington. To celebrate, Bathfitter's offering payments as low as $125 a month. Ursula Reutin here. I chose Bathfitter Northwest because they work here, they live here, and they love making bathrooms better for their neighbors. Custom fit tub and shower solutions are installed in as little as 1 day, and every installation is backed by a lifetime warranty. Call Bathfitter or visit bathfitternw.com to schedule a free consultation. This special offer won't last.
Do you need glasses or contacts and you're now at the age where you also need readers? K2 Vision RLE is the permanent solution to eliminate the need for all those. Hey, it's Doctors King and Kopstein from K2 Vision. Andy, for those nearing age 50 or so, refractive lens exchange can be a great alternative to LASIK.
That's right, Joe. K2 Vision RLE is a terrific permanent solution for a lifetime of great vision. The older we get, we experience the dysfunction of our natural lens, which affects both distance vision and requires the use of reading glasses. Plus, after K2 Vision RLE, you will never develop a cataract.
And like LASIK, K2 Vision RLE is quick and painless. The question is, which procedure is right for you?
After replacing more than 100,000 failing lenses, we have the experience to tell you if it's your right time for RLE.
Schedule your free Zoom consultation with us about K2 Vision RLE to get your eyes seeing young again. Permanently.
Go to K2VisionRLE.com. K2VisionRLE.com.
The Subaru A Lot to Love event is going on through the end of August. Carter Subaru is the only dealership in Seattle with the 2025 Outback at 0% for 36 months. Or take advantage of the federal tax credit before it goes away and lease a 2025 Subaru Solterra. Get a credit of up to $7,500. Head into Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard today.
On approved credit, subject to vehicle insurance and availability. Not all buyers will qualify for federal tax credit. A documentary service fee may be added to the sale price or capitalized cost. Carter Subaru is buying down the rate for the 2025 Outback. The max amount financed is $20,000. See dealer for details. Valid through 8/31/25.
If you're thinking about renovating an attic, spending more time in your sunroom, or building onto your home, a Carrier ductless unit is the perfect solution for climate control. It's efficient, quiet, and incredibly flexible when it comes to installation because there's no ductwork required. It's just one more way we're making your home totally comfortable.
Your local Carrier heating and cooling dealer will improve your home's comfort, air quality, and efficiency. Visit CarrierNorthwest.com to find the expert near you. Carrier, turn to the experts.
This fall, Seattle Symphony Music Director Shen Zhang begins her debut season at Benaroya Hall. On September 13th, Shen conducts Grieg Piano Concerto with pianist Simone Terpcheski for the symphony's opening night. On September 18th and 20th, Shen conducts the majestic Pictures at an Exhibition. On October 2nd, 4th, and 5th, Shen conducts Rachmaninoff's dramatic Second Symphony and Rhapsody on a Theme of Paganini. Ticket info at seattlesymphony.org.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Okay, Nick, I see what kind of vibe you got today, my boy. Yeah. Hey,
Trying to calm G down.
Yeah. Hey, coming up at 10 o'clock in the 10 o'clock hour, we will once again talk about insecure men. There is a driver that allegedly flashes a gun in a situation, so we'll talk about that at 10. And a lot of people, Ursula, text in, and they said, yes, please, Ursula, vet what G does in this new segment. Hot.
Yeah, his pants are on fire right now.
Lord!
Doesn't even have a Speedo on yet.
Hot Take Monday. All right, we'll keep it low. Hot take number 1. You are not in the top 7. You are 7th. Nobody's fooled. Nobody's wondering if you're 2nd or 5th or 1st. Just say you're in 7th place.
Huh?
Okay.
You're in top. Okay.
When you say, "Hey, I made the top 7,"
yeah,
usually that means you're 7th. Just say you're in 7th place.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, that's a hot take.
Okay.
Here we go. All accounts on social media should show how many others have them blocked too.
Ooh, I like that one.
Right?
I like that one.
If you're on social media and there's 150 accounts that have you blocked, we should know that.
It's like a toxic meter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's good.
You like that hot take?
Yeah, I do.
All right, here we go. Here's another hot take. I don't think that your life has to have a purpose or a grand ambition. Sometimes it's okay to just wander through life, finding interesting things until you die. Being curious.
I like that. It doesn't have to be a grand ambition, but I think I'm going to push back on that one.
Okay.
And the reason I say that is because if you don't have goals, and I am a strong believer in goal setting, I think that there's a lot left on the table. And you could be satisfied, but at the end of your life, are you going to say, I'm glad I didn't try any of those things? Or are you going to say, man, I'm glad I put myself out on a limb and did that?
Well, I'll push back on that. Ursula.
Okay.
Sometimes I think that we make people believe that you got to have a goal. You got to go do it. You got to have some ambition. You got to have purpose. That's the key to your life. Some people are just like, I don't want to do all that. I just want to read up on things. I just want to be and find things interesting. I don't want to have this top things you need to get goal set about.
Constant pressure.
I just want to listen to the Gee Ursula Show.
Okay.
Find out what the hot takes are.
Question though.
Yeah.
Could you live in that description?
No, absolutely not.
I could easily. I think the average life is completely underrated. Living an average life, taking care of your family, being a good person, doing your best.
But is that average?
Yeah, I think most people, They worry about taking care of their kids.
I think that's the greatest
taking care of their home, just living a good life in the community, doing a good job at work.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be anything bigger than that.
Here's something that I'm very guilty of.
Okay.
Soaking the dishes is less helpful than not doing them at all, because when the next person has to sift through the freezing cold, food-infested waters the next morning to finish the job. So actually soaking it is not as good as you think. Because, again, the next person has got to get in there.
Here's my hot take. If you're just soaking the dishes, putting it in the sink, you're lazy.
Wow. Okay.
Because you are assuming someone else is going to do it. So it's not even just putting it in the what did you call it? Infested?
Freezing cold, food-infested waters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Who's more likely to do that in your household? Because I know who is in my household.
Me.
Man, every time I hear somebody say the phrase, I'm just going to let that soak, that means I ain't doing that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Somebody else.
Yes. It means I'm going to try to pretend I'm helpful, but I'm really being lazy.
Ursula, I got two. I have one more hot take, but I could have two.
Okay.
Would you like for me to share with everyone your hot take that you had this morning about city?
Oh, no, that's going to come up. We'll have a chance. I'll give my own hot take. Okay. That requires way more time than
Okay.
Yeah, I don't like throwing out hot takes without being able to provide some context.
All right. Here we go. An amendment. Peter in Port Orchard says an amendment to Gee's hot takes. Not everyone has passion in their goals. That's fair. All right. Last one for today. Ursula, they made Obama show his birth certificate to prove that he's a U.S. citizen. So Trump should have to release the files to prove he's not a pedophile.
1000% agree. Trump also needs to release his tax forms like everybody else has had to do in that office.
I saved that one for last because I thought that would be the one you'd be mad at. And that's the one you responded to favorably. I saved that one for last because I thought you'd be mad.
I think that is okay. Remember how was it you that asked the question? Is there anything we can agree on? Oh yeah, and I said yes. The sun will always rise. The sun will always set, and we will eventually die.
Yeah.
I think we're close to something that we can all agree on in this country. Release those dang files.
Yeah. If nobody except Ghislaine Maxwell is prosecuted, and Jeffrey, of course, my lord.
In the last month, a convicted, sentenced, in prison sex offender has an opportunity for a meeting with the DOJ, and a war criminal has had an awesome meeting with the President of the United States, all in less than a month.
Speaking of meetings, the president of Ukraine has arrived at the White House now. Zelensky has arrived for that meeting with President Trump. This time around, Zelensky has brought in some other European leaders to give him a little more backup because that first meeting didn't go so well. So we will have updates. We will bring you a news conference when it happens. If it happens during our show, you'll hear at least part of it live. So make sure that you stay with us here on the Gee and Ursula Show. We'll have all of that coming up.
You never know what's in store each morning once you hit the road.
We've got a major traffic alert in effect right now.
While you're getting ready every morning, make us part of your routine.
What morning, huh?
Yeah. Got off to an early start.
Just tell your smart speaker to play KIRO News Radio or stream us on the app.
Both directions of I-5 are closed.
We'll help you get where you're going faster.
Maybe bail at 512.
KIRO News Radio. We're on your smart speaker, the app, and 97.3 FM.
Citizens, since we each upgraded to Xfinity in our homes, the Wi-Fi has been booming. It's fair to say our town has officially become a boomtown.
Mayor, will I be able to drop into multiplayer gaming battles with low lag?
The lag won't be an issue, but your questionable skills may be.
And what if I have hundreds of devices on the Wi-Fi? Purely hypothetical.
Seems like a lot, but sure, hundreds of devices all booming together with the Xfinity Gateway. Yes, friends and neighbors, with Xfinity, the Wi-Fi is booming.
The Wi-Fi isn't the only thing that's booming. Now get the most reliable Wi-Fi and our best-in-class equipment for one consistent price for 5 years guaranteed. All in. Plus, get unlimited data included and no annual contract. All with the 5-year price guarantee from Xfinity. Visit Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. New residential customers only. Select plans only. Xfinity Gateway with X5 Complete required for unlimited data except in certain areas. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024. Actual speeds vary.
Lowe's knows tough jobs call for tougher tools. The new DeWalt Elite Series power tool accessories are built to last for the pro who doesn't stop. With precision fitment, durability, and impact resistance, finishing jobs faster has never been easier. Shop the new DeWalt Elite Series at an everyday low price exclusively at Lowe's. We help, you save.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're dedicated to serving people 50 and up like me. Our needs are different. Big Wireless wants us in an unlimited plan, but if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on affordable, reliable plans, including data that suits your needs, not ours. Our plans start at just $20, and you'll get the best customer service in the business.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Bathfitter just hit a big milestone, 42,000 installations in Western Washington. To celebrate, Bathfitter's offering payments as low as $125 a month. Ursula Reutin here. I chose Bathfitter Northwest because they work here, they live here, and they love making bathrooms better for their neighbors. Custom fit tub and shower solutions are installed in as little as 1 day, and every installation is backed by a lifetime warranty. Call Bathfitter or visit bathfitternw.com to schedule a free consultation. This special offer won't last.
Americans may not agree on much, but we agree on Social Security. We all pay in. It ought to be there when we need it. Social Security could face a funding gap in less than a decade, and I don't want to see a pay cut. I'm with AARP in the fight to protect the Social Security we earned.
Pledge to protect Social Security at aarp.org/weearnedit. That's aarp.org/weearnedit. Paid for by AARP.
Ready to elevate your everyday? Quince has the luxe staples insiders swear by, minus the markup. From 100% European linen styles and 14-karat gold jewelry to gorgeous leather bags and elevated home finds, Quince has it all. And by partnering directly with top artisans and ethical factories, Quince delivers premium quality at half the cost of similar brands. Discover everyday luxury without the markup at Quince. Go to quince.com/styleupgrade for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/styleupgrade.
Are you road trip ready? Bucky's Complete Auto Repair will make your car safe and dependable with expert service and old-fashioned care. Brakes, oil change, factory service, and more. No appointment needed, and yes, friendly financing is available. Bucky's.com.
KIRO FM and HD1 Tacoma, Seattle.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Steve Kathan. Ukraine's president will hear more about President Trump's sudden shift on a ceasefire after his summit with Vladimir Putin. Correspondent Nancy Cordes says Volodymyr Zelensky will be at the White House.
After meeting with President Putin, President Trump said that you don't really need a ceasefire. You can go directly to a peace agreement, which is something that Putin has been pushing for and something that really alarms Zelensky and other European leaders who say Putin needs to prove that he is going to stop the killing first before they start talking about things like divvying up territory.
And CBS's Stacey Lynn tells us Trump vowed today to get rid of mail-in voting.
President Trump criticized mail-in voting on Truth Social and says he's going to sign an executive order to help bring honesty to the 2026 midterm elections. This comes after he said Russian President Putin agreed with him that letting voters send in ballots by mail puts elections at risk.
He also criticized the use of voting machines. The conservative network Newsmax has agreed to pay $67 million to settle a lawsuit accusing it of defaming Dominion voting by spreading lies about Trump's 2020 election loss. 2 weeks after leaving, Texas Democrats are heading back to the states and getting settled after for a face-off with Republicans who are pushing a redistricting plan. CBS's Hunter Woodall says California Democrats have ideas for the Golden State.
California, this map is going to be much harder to pass than what's happening in Texas right now. California, this is going to have to both go through the legislature, but also be put on the ballot for voters to weigh in on likely this fall. In Texas, the changes that the Republicans are making just has to be decided by the legislature.
Overseas and some new movement in the Middle East.
I'm Vicki Barker at the Foreign Desk in London. Hamas officials say they've agreed to the latest compromise ceasefire proposal without requesting any changes. The deal would reportedly see an initial 60-day truce with hostages released in 2 stages. No word yet from Israel, but Israeli media are reporting Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu may be receptive to the deal, even though it falls short of his demand that all the hostages be freed at once.
A labor board has ruled the strike by flight attendants at Air Canada is illegal. CBS's Tom Hansen.
Pretty much in a standstill where both parties are waiting for the other side to come to the table here, and it's pretty much turned into a staring contest. There's a looming deadline that Air Canada has set for this afternoon, 4 p.m., where they want to be fully up and running.
State health officials say the Texas measles outbreak that sickened more than 760 people and killed 2 children has ended. The Dow is down 4 points. This is CBS News.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Get renter's insurance to protect the things that make your place a home, including coverage for theft or damage. Visit Progressive.com.
The man accused of shooting a wheelchair-bound man is due in court today. The story coming up. But first, KIRO Newsradio traffic. In Buckley, a crash is blocking both directions of State Route 410 at the White River Bridge. You are backed up from about State Route 165 in Buckley to the Enumclaw Aquatic Center. Road work is done for now on I-5 northbound near the Ship Canal Bridge. Express lanes are open southbound, and travel times are looking pretty good. Everett to Seattle, 28 minutes. Everett to Bellevue, 38. Renton to Bellevue, 26. Traffic brought to you by KIRO News Radio.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch. The gunman accused of shooting a wheelchair-bound man in July is expected in court this morning. Harold Powell told KIRO 7 TV he didn't think he would survive that.
I just went to, I'm going to die, so let me call my family. Heck with everything else. That's just all I thought. I didn't worry about nothing else.
The suspect had accused Powell of pretending to be a veteran, but Powell insists he served in the Navy. The suspect is charged with assault. Seattle police are investigating a Saturday night shooting at Golden Gardens Park that left a 35-year-old man critically wounded. This witness tells KIRO 7 TV.
You know, I was crouching, hiding in between cars, and I saw the shooter. He ran past me as I was hiding behind the cars.
Police arrested a 22-year-old man, but he was later released pending their investigation. Seattle police are investigating a couple of stabbings. A 30-year-old man told police he was stabbed with a butcher knife while sleeping near Westwood Village this morning. He suffered serious injuries. His attacker got away. Seattle police arrested a 41-year-old woman Saturday night after she allegedly slashed another woman at a Lake City homeless camp. Well, just 2 months before Ethan Chapin and 3 other University of Idaho students were fatally stabbed, he had helped organize a basketball contest to benefit kids in the Skagit Valley. Over the weekend, the Hope for the Valley tournament was held in his honor. KIRO 7 TV's Brandon Thompson reports.
On the riverfront in Burlington.
Triple dead on 3. 1, 2, 3, triple dead.
We're down at 3-on-3 tournament. Ethan was here for the first tournament.
Ethan came and helped put on a free clinic for some underserved youth in the area.
His presence still felt in every corner of the courts.
Playing for him, I kind of always play with him.
The money raised here goes to help kids get into the game who may not be able to otherwise by giving shoes, gym time, and scholarships, growing the game that Ethan loved.
Basketball star Sue Bird's legacy now stands tall in the heart of Seattle. The Seattle Storm unveiled an 8-foot statue of Bird outside Climate Pledge Arena Sunday. Fans telling KIRO 7 TV.
Basketball's always been a part of our lives, so it's a big thing for us to come out and experience this.
Bird is the first WNBA player honored with a statue by her franchise. She called the tribute a moment that feels different because it will be there forever. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Partly sunny skies today with highs in the mid-70s. It's 68 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO Newsradio App. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
We back, everybody. It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Happy Monday, August 18th. Ursula, the thing is about the first edition of Hot Take Monday. The thing that I thought that would get people going the most, and especially you, was my last one. But the one that I least thought would do well is the one that has everybody triggered, and that was soaking the dishes.
Oh, my gosh. Maybe it's because I said you're lazy if you're just soaking the dishes. Oh, no, it was your food-infested water.
Yeah.
No.
And by the way, I'm guilty of soaking. Yeah, I'm guilty.
No, at least you get credit for getting it into the sink,
right,
I suppose.
What do you got, Ursula?
Okay, well, we've got a super packed 10 o'clock hour for you.
Okay.
Coming up at 10:30, there is a restaurant that basically has been told it has to pay up like $1 million for what it did during the pandemic. And I'm curious.
Is it down in Lewis County?
It's down in Longview. Is that Lewis County?
You gonna learn today.
Okay, yeah, exactly. So in any case, we'll want you to weigh in. You be the judge, okay? We'll do a You Be the Judge coming up at 10:30.
All right.
But as always, we invite you to join us on our text line, 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO. I got a big favor to ask if you are watching our show on YouTube, because my sister, who is now back in Germany, decided that she was going to get on there, and she said that she just got so upset with a lot of the comments on there.
Yeah.
And we're not spending a lot of time moderating the comments in that segment.
Well,
and you can
here he comes. Here comes the moderator.
Well, just to let you know, there have been some people that we've had to remove.
Exactly. And just we're seeing you, and if something hasn't happened and it's getting extreme, and it's not about criticism, it's about decency. And it is about saying things that just really you would never say to somebody's face. And some of the stuff is just absolutely gross. And so if that is the case, yeah, you're probably going to get blocked.
Insecure men taking over the world.
But back to the text line, 888-973-5476. For those of you who are watching and letting us know, too, that it's getting ugly in there, we appreciate all of you. But let's get to it.
What's new at 10?
So, got to ask the question, is this meeting between Vladimir Zelensky and President Trump going to go any better than the last time when the Ukrainian president sat down in the Oval Office for what turned out to be kind of a public berating?
Have you said thank you once?
A lot of times.
No, in this
even
entire
today.
meeting, you said thank you.
Even today.
You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October. Offer some words of appreciation for the United States of America and the president who's trying to save your country.
Okay, so outside of the White House right now, they're waiting for Zelensky to arrive for this high-stakes meeting. I saw that Ursula von der Leyen, who is the president of the European Commission, she has already arrived. We saw France's president. So he's got backup this time around. So I think with the hopes of it, not turning into the debacle that it turned into last time. But this comes, of course, on the heels of President Trump meeting with Putin.
Right.
And I know that you were following that very closely.
I was. A lot of times people in the Republican Party really praise, and arguably so, I understand, what Ronald Reagan did back in the day. And so when I think about meetings and opinions and talking about Russia, I think about Reagan in the 80s. I think about during those times, standing before the Berlin Wall that happened, and bring that wall down, those things.
Stood up to a bully.
And here we are today, and we are really, one of the things that Donald Trump said that Putin told him that if he were president, the war would have never started. First, I have a question, and I'm being serious when I say this. Are we supposed to take the word of Vladimir Putin? Like, is that what we are today? Look, we can disagree, agree on politics, conservatives and liberals and Republicans and Democrats. I get that. But there used to be a time that we all stood on that dude Putin is not a good person. So now we're taking his word? Now he gets the red carpet? Now he gets to ride in the presidential vehicle, the beast? I'm just confused. Oh, by the way, this thing was supposed to end on day one.
The war.
Yeah. The war.
Which he had promised. And okay, even if that weren't the case, and he kept repeating it throughout the campaign. He kept repeating it. Yeah, like this would, if it were me, this would be over. This would be over. It would be done on day one. I don't even have to be in office. It will be done. We already played the audio, so I'm not going to play that again. Personally, I was hoping that there would be some kind of resolution. And I know a lot of people, no matter what your political stripe is, I mean, ultimately, we're all better off if the war is over in Ukraine.
Can I ask you this, Ursula? And I didn't plan on asking you, but now I have to ask you. What's up? Why do you believe that this is happening? Why do you believe
which part
that Putin really makes Donald Trump, of all the people in the world, he makes Donald Trump look like a very small man? My question is, why do you think that's the case?
Because he doesn't kowtow to Donald Trump. He doesn't have to worry about a re-election. He doesn't have to worry about getting bullied. In fact, they were able to use this as propaganda and talk about how look at how we got the red carpet. Look at how Russia is in great standing. But yeah, he doesn't face the same ramifications that someone within the Republican Party does if they speak out against anything that they don't like. You see people. What's his name? Adam Kinzinger. Or Liz Cheney, the folks who dared to speak up. Our own Congresswoman in Southwest Washington. If you dare to speak up, you're out. Mm-hmm. So Vladimir Putin doesn't care about that. I mean, he's a bigger bully.
But when it comes to strength, like a lot of times when we've talked about this, Biden was considered to be weak. And some people consider Donald Trump to be strong and tough.
Yeah, Biden was considered to be good. I mean, until he didn't seem to have all his faculties. But he seemed to be good when it came to diplomacy and international relations.
I'm not saying that Biden's weak. I'm just saying the negativity surrounding him, he seemed like a weak person compared to Donald Trump. All I'm saying is...
if someone can call Donald Trump's bluff, then he will back down. But so far, few people are willing to do that. The only one so far that I've seen, and I mentioned it last hour, is Gavin Newsom. You've got to have that kind of energy. And if you are willing to put up a fight, then you'll see whether he backs down or not. But again, for all of us, it would behoove all of us if something could happen. But they met. There was the first U.S. visit in nearly a decade. There was no ceasefire, no peace deal. And Putin walked away, no new sanctions. He basically got the optics of legitimacy because, oh, my God, he was able to meet with President Trump and got
U.S. soldiers kneeling on a red carpet to roll it out for him.
Yes.
But the United States, Ursula, has never been this way towards a dictator. Never. Like, never in the history.
And we've never had a president like Donald Trump.
True.
So you want to know why? It's because it's him.
Because it's Putin. What does Putin have on Trump?
Oh, say I know you're trying to say what kind of dirty has. I have no idea.
No, I'm not trying to say anything.
But I think he's got his number for sure, and he's not going to back down.
It's just weird.
So now we're talking about what did he say? Basically, President Trump floated a freeze-in-place proposal, but only if Ukraine gives up a big swath of land. And Ukraine's coming into this meeting today saying, yeah, that's not going to happen. I don't want that. And now Zelensky has backups because the European Union doesn't want that either. It's like if you give in to Russia, what else are they going to take?
Like Dr. Johnson said on Friday, and let's repeat that.
I want Dr. Johnson to be wrong. I want President Trump to come away with some kind of deal that doesn't require Ukraine giving away big chunks of land. Well,
the difference is, and the reason why it's not going to happen is because of this. Russia depends, their survival is contingent on keeping that land. They're not going to concede and give that land up. Russia will not survive if they go ahead and do this. So therefore, a dictator like Putin, who is not going to just be like, hey, you know what? I know we started this war, and I know we have control of this area. So since we have this control, hey, here you go. Take it back. When do we think that Putin is going to give back some land?
Right. Okay, I'm just looking at the breaking news right now on all the networks, and Zelensky has arrived at the White House, and they walked into the White House together. All the photographers and reporters are following in. So, again, we will carry anything live when there is a news conference. There's expected to be a news conference, and hopefully, hope springs eternal.
The last thing I want to say about this, Ursula, I know I'm probably driving a dead point home, but I just want to say this again. Hey, MAGA, I'm just shocked. I'm just shocked that your leader, and Donald Trump, the leader of the United States, the leader of the free world, is bowing down to a dictator. And so somebody today will put on that hat and put on that shirt, and you are the protector of a dictator and a protector of them files.
Okay, question to you listening right now. If you put yourself in the MAGA camp, and again, we appreciate that we have listeners of all aspects of the political spectrum, including many conservative listeners and many who put themselves in the MAGA category. What do you hope, or what do you think President Trump can reasonably do that would be considered a victory in this situation?
What's been his greatest victory in 200 days?
Well, I'm talking. Oh, we are expecting to join them right now with this news conference.
And I think progress is being made, very, very substantial progress in many ways. We had a good meeting, as you know, just a short while ago with the president of Russia. And I think there's a possibility that something could come out of it. And today's meeting is very important. We have, I guess, the seven very powerful leaders from Europe. And we're going to be meeting with them right after this meeting. And thank you very much for being here.
Thanks so much, Mr. President. If I can, first of all, thank you for invitation, and thank you very much for your efforts, personal efforts to stop killings and stop this war. Thank you. And using this opportunity, many thanks to your wife, First Lady of the United States. She sent a letter to Putin about our children, abducted children, and my wife, First Lady of Ukraine. She gave the letter. It's not to you, to your wife.
Oh, I want
it. Yeah. So we're saying this sensitive topic. Yeah. Yes, please. And thanks to our partners, and that you supported this format, that after our meeting we can have leaders who are around us, UK, France, Germany, Italy, Finland, EU, NATO. I mean, all partners around Ukraine supporting us. Thanks to them, and thank you very much for the invitation.
Thank you very much for being here.
President Trump.
Do you think it's fair?
Yes, Peter, go ahead.
Thank you, President Trump. So, President Zelensky, you say in a post on X today, Russia must end this war, which it itself started. President Trump, you say President Zelensky of Ukraine can end the war with Russia almost immediately if he wants to. Which is it?
Yeah, I think that's true. I think we're going to have a meeting. I think if everything works out well today, we'll have a trilat And I think there will be a reasonable chance of ending the war when we do that.
And is this the end of the road for American support for Ukraine? Is today's meeting deal or no deal?
I can never say that. It's never the end of the road. People are being killed, and we want to stop that. So I would not say it's the end of the road. No, I think we have a good chance of doing it. It's been almost 4 years now that a lot of people were killed last week. A lot of people last week. I mean, millions of people killed, but a lot of people last week for whatever reason. A big number, a lot of soldiers, on both sides. And I know the president, I know myself, and I believe Vladimir Putin wants to see it ended.
And as you met with Putin on Friday, today you've got President Zelensky here. As you listen to Russia and Ukraine, which side has the better cards?
Well, I don't want to say that. I'm just here to be. Look, this isn't my war. This is Joe Biden's war. He's the one that had a lot to do with this happening, and we want to get it ended. And we want it to end good for everybody. We want it to end good. The people of Ukraine have suffered incredibly.
And to that point, President Zelensky, are you prepared to keep sending Ukrainian troops to their deaths for another couple years, or are you going to agree to redraw the maps?
Thank you for your question. So, first of all, we live under each day attacks. That today have been a lot of attacks and a lot of wounded people, and the child was dead, small one year and a half. So we need to stop this war, to stop Russia, and we need support American and European partners. And we will do our best for this. So, and I think we show that we are strong people, and we supported the idea of the United States, of personally of President Trump, to stop this war, to make a diplomatic way of finishing this war. And we are ready for trilateral, as President said. This is a good signal about trilateral. I think this is very good. Thank you.
Mr. President,
yes. If the peace deal will be achieved, are you going to be willing to send American peacekeepers to Ukraine?
Well, we're going to work with Ukraine. We're going to work with everybody, and we're going to make sure that if there's peace, the peace is going to stay long term. This is very long term. We're not talking about a 2-year peace and then we end up in this mess again. We're going to make sure that everything's good. We'll work with Russia. We're going to work with Ukraine, and we're going to make sure it works. And I think if we can get to peace, it's going to work. I have no doubt about it.
Your team has talked about security guarantees. Could that involve U.S. troops? Would you rule that out in the future?
We'll let you know that maybe later today. We're meeting with 7 great leaders of great countries also, and we'll be talking about that. They'll all be involved, but there'll be a lot of help when it comes to security. There's going to be a lot of help. It's going to be good. They are first line of defense because they're there. They're Europe, but we're going to help them out also. We'll be involved.
You're listening to KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
That the war will not end without addressing the root causes of this war. Have you had an understanding what are the root causes of this war?
Well, look, the war is going to end. When it ends, I can't tell you, but the war is going to end, and this gentleman wants it to end, and Vladimir Putin wants it to end. I think the whole world is tired of it, and we're going to get it ended. It was, I've done 6 wars. I've ended 6 wars, and I thought this maybe would be the easiest one, and it's not the easiest one. It's a tough one. A lot of reasons for it, and they'll be talking about it for a long time. But they'll be talking about the others. Look, India, Pakistan. We're talking about the big places. When you look at, you just take a look at some of these wars. You go to Africa and take a look at that. Rwanda and the Congo, Republic of the Congo. That's been going on for 31 years. And so we've done a total of 6, and we really have 6, not including the fact that we obliterated, and it turned out to be a total obliteration, the nuclear, as you said, the future nuclear capability of Iran. And this one, I think we're going to get solved also. I feel confident we're going to get it solved.
Like guarantees or special
Thank you, Mr. President. Can you tell us about your conversations with European leaders and what they need to see to support an end to the war?
Yeah, well, we're going to be meeting with a great representative group and 7 very powerful, very big countries, and great people, all friends of mine and friends of yours. And we're going to have some suggestions made. They want to see peace. They would like to see peace.
President Trump, do you think it's fair to, for Ukraine and for Russia to achieve a lasting and durable peace if Ukraine cedes its territories that Russia hasn't yet conquered? Do you think it's a fair peace for Ukraine?
We're going to have a lasting peace. Just to answer the first part of your question, we're going to have a lasting peace. I hope it's going to be immediately. I hope it doesn't have to go on. And I think people of the whole world is going to be very happy when that's announced.
Mr. President, you posted on social media, Mr. President, a very touching letter from the First Lady. And the letter was hand-delivered to President Putin. And it calls for an end to the war, essentially, because of the children and the children's future. Why did the First Lady feel that letter was necessary? Was it because she believes that Mr. Putin is the aggressor in the war? Is a similar letter being hand-delivered to President Zelensky?
So the First Lady felt very strongly. She's watched the same thing that you watch and that I watch. I see things that you don't get to see, and it's horrible. But when she's got a great love of children, she has a wonderful son that she loves, probably more than anybody, including me. I hate to say it, but she loves her son. She loves children, and she hates to see something like this happening. And that goes for other wars too. I mean, she sees the heartbreak, the parents, the funerals that you see on television. Always funerals. We want to see something other than funerals. No, she felt. It was a beautiful letter. It was very well received by him. And she did ask me to say, she would love to see this end. She would love to see it end. And she says it very openly, very proudly, and with great sorrow because so many people have been killed.
Mr. President, last week,
Brian, go ahead, Brian.
Yes, sir. I've got a question for each of you.
Yes.
First of all, Mr. President Zelensky, you look fabulous in that suit.
I said the same thing.
Yeah, you look good.
I said the same thing.
Yeah, looks good.
I said the one that attacked you last time. See, now I remember that.
Yeah, I apologize to you. You look wonderful. No, my first question for you, President Zelensky.
In the same suit. You see, I changed you.
Maybe yours is much better. Real quickly, upon peace, God willing we get peace, are you open to holding an election in your country?
Yes, of course. We are open for election, yes. We have to do safety circumstances. And a little bit, we need to work in the parliament, because during the war you can't have elections, but we can do security. We need, we need a truth, yes, everywhere, in the battlefield, in the sky, in the sea, to make possible for people to do democratic, open, legal elections.
So you say during the war you can't have elections. So let me just say 3.5 years from now. So you mean if we happen to be in a war with somebody, no more elections? Oh, that's good. I wonder what the fake
news like this idea?
Yeah. No. Speaking of news, I got a question for you.
You have been listening to President Trump and Vladimir Zelensky in their meeting in the Oval Office. This actually is happening before they've had a chance to actually discuss the possibility of what President Trump has said he hopes will end up being a trilateral agreement and putting an end to this war that has gone on for about 4 years. Some of your thoughts.
One, I didn't realize that Donald Trump ended 6 wars.
Now that's up for question. That's up for debate, but he is pushing for the Nobel Peace Prize.
Okay. 2, I didn't realize that this was Biden's war. I'm not very used to current presidents blaming a war on past presidents when a dictator like Putin started the war. 3, did he just mention something about elections in war time during that?
Ruin the fake media.
And so this is what I want to say about hearing this stuff. The scariest thing to me, and the reason why I kept putting my face into my hands while he was talking, the scariest thing to me is that no matter what he says, a lot of our country agrees with him. And that's scary.
Okay, text us 888-973-5476, 888-97-3. KIRO, your thoughts on what you just heard. President Trump holding a meeting with Vladimir Zelensky prior to their discussions in hopes of coming up with some kind of agreement to end the war. It is now 10:31.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch.
The war is going to end. When it ends, I can't tell you, but the war is going to end.
President Trump vowing that moments ago as he spoke in the Oval Office alongside Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. They're meeting to discuss a peace plan for Ukraine more than 3 years after Russia's latest large-scale invasion of Ukraine. Trump met with Russian President Putin on Friday. Egyptian and Qatari mediators have put together a new peace plan for Gaza as Israel expands its operation there. CBS's Deborah Patta.
In Gaza, the World Food Programme says the rate of malnutrition is rising. Tens of thousands of children under the age of 5 suffer from acute malnutrition. Several thousand more are in a critical state.
Israel says it must eliminate the threat of Hamas, which invaded Israel October 7th, 2023. The Gaza Health Ministry reports the death toll in Gaza is approaching 62,000, most of the dead civilians. Striking Air Canada flight attendants are defying a government order to return to work. Workers rallying in Montreal there. The canceled flights have left tens of thousands of passengers stuck. Hurricane Erin is not expected to make landfall on the U.S. East Coast, but CBS's Jim Krasula reports that storm is making itself felt.
The National Weather Service has posted rough surf and small craft advisories from Melbourne, Florida to down East Maine. Hatteras Island on North Carolina's Outer Banks is under a mandatory evacuation order. Jim Krasula, CBS News, Bucksport, Maine.
The Bonnie Lake Sumner boys are not going home yet. After falling in their first matchup on Friday, the team stayed alive yesterday with a 3-2 victory over Massachusetts in the Little League World Series, as heard on ESPN.
Matson 0-2. Swing and a miss. Washington gets the key win. They will stay alive. They beat Massachusetts 3-2.
The team now moves on to the next round in the elimination bracket. They'll play again tomorrow night against either the team from Connecticut or South Dakota. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 19 points. NASDAQ off about 2. KIRO News Radio traffic in Buckley. A crash is blocking both directions of State Route 410 at the White River Bridge. A semi actually hit the bridge, so this is going to be a long-term traffic issue. You're backed up right now from State Route 165 in Buckley to the Enumclaw Aquatic Center. Road work is done for now on I-5 northbound near the Ship Canal Bridge. Express lanes are open southbound. Travel time Everett to Seattle, 25 minutes. Everett to Bellevue, just 27. Traffic brought to you by ProSculpt, the one-day permanent fat loss and skin tightening solution for men and women offered by New Skin Med Spa in Bellevue, ProSculpt.com. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Partly sunny today with highs in the mid-70s. It's 68 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the Gee and Ursula Show. Appreciate all of you hanging out with us. And you heard the breaking news. The meeting continues with President Trump and Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky. And prior to the break, you had talked about things that stood out to you. And there's one that's like really eating at you.
Well, the one, and I don't know. I need to maybe hear it again. But you all were listening to what we were listening to, and I already have this opinion, Ursula. If the United States does not take care of and handle business in the 2026 election, there is no 2028 election. Let me say that again. If they don't handle business in 26, there is no elections in 28 because we will see 2021 all over again. The only difference is there won't be a vice president like Mike Pence to make sure it doesn't continue. Now, I know, Chef, you were paying attention. Can we run that sound back again? What did he just say?
Okay, here's the full context here.
Are you open to holding an election in your country?
Yes, of course. We are open for election, yes. We have to do safety circumstances, and a little bit we need to work in the parliament because during the war you can't have elections, but we can do security. We need we need a truth, yes, everywhere, in the battlefield, in the sky, in the sea, to make possible for people to do democratic, open, legal elections.
So you say during the war you can't have elections. So let me just say 3.5 years from now. So you mean if we happen to be in a war with somebody, no more elections? Oh, that's good. I wonder what the fake
news like this idea?
No. Speaking of news, I got a question for you. Are you open to holding an...
Okay, what was the point of that line that he threw in there?
Quiet part out loud.
He's saying, like you said, the quiet part. I mean, he's laying these things out. And the thing is, Ursula, I feel like you ever have somebody just like you're at a party or something, and someone keeps saying something, and you're looking around the room and you're wondering, is anybody else hearing this? Like when Donald Trump comes right out and says and talks about him ending 6 wars, like.
I immediately was fact checking, and it's already in question. He's taking claim. He wants the Nobel Peace Prize so badly, and he's taking claim. I would love it if he actually ended 6 wars, but he's taking claim for things that some of these countries are like, huh? You did what? There was no U.S. involvement, so that's a stretch, and that is to be debated. But he's putting that out here. Again, I will say that. I hope he is successful. I hope there is some kind of trilateral agreement because too many lives are being lost. One thing I took away was I love that the First Lady sent a letter to Putin asking him to end the war, and Trump didn't answer the question, did she send a letter to Zelensky as well? But he went on and said, she loves children and she wants... I love that she, maybe was trying to plead to some part of Putin that might take that, to heart. But this thing about elections, you said when you look around the room and no one's paying attention, I just want to play the soundbite again because this is the energy that needs to go toward that.
Wake up, America. Wake up. You will not have a country if he rigs this election. You will have a president who will be running for a 3rd term. Mark my word. I wasn't exaggerating when I said that I received in the mail a Trump 2028 hat from one of his biggest supporters. These guys are not screwing around. The rules do not apply to him. The most corrupt president in history. He doesn't believe in free enterprise, crony capitalism. He is wrecking this country, wrecking the economy. He's a lawless president. Wake up, America. Wake up to what's going on.
And here's the thing. Even on our show, sometimes we're like, I just don't want to talk about Trump. Just because it's, that it's going to be so outrageous. It's going to get people hacked off. But if we do just turn a blind eye to these things that he's saying out loud, then we're not doing our job.
Gee, I wanted to just give you kudos on your point that this is happening in plain sight. In Texas, if you have not been following, they are planning to redistrict to bring in 5 more GOP seats. So they are specifically drawing new maps to create 5 more GOP seats in Congress. This comes at the direction of the president. If you don't know how this process works, redistricting usually happens after a census, which is every 10 years. We're 5 years away from that. No state has ever redistricted before the census takes place. And Texas is doing this as we speak.
And California is now, because of Gavin Newsom, now trying to fight back and do the same. Okay,
So
a couple of things that I wanted to point out, though. Did you notice the different tone with Zelensky as he started off? Because remember, the big complaint was the vice president said, you don't even seem thankful. So Zelensky started off saying thank you, was profusely thanking the president, even offered a gift, was very conciliatory, shaking hands. I mean, it started off promising.
Right.
And again, the president said, if everything works out, we will have a trilateral agreement and we can end the war. And he just kept repeating that the war is going to end, the war is going to end. Unfortunately, going into this, the idea is that he would also force Ukraine to make concessions, which the Ukrainian president has already said he doesn't want.
Can I give you a quick update here?
Yes.
Donald Trump is now talking about that you cannot have real elections with mail-in voting, and he's working on an executive order to get rid of mail-in voting.
So you're getting that breaking news right now as we're speaking. I mean, this is just a whirlwind. That is, obviously, we are a mail-in voting state. Let's get the Secretary of State on. Let's get folks on talking about this, because it's just a whirlwind of news. I know. Hang on.
I'm so. Here's why I'm angry. I'm angry because people don't believe this.
I know. They'll accuse us of fear-mongering.
No. Like, no. People don't believe, because the reason why is because you've never seen what we are seeing in this country. When he talks about the fact that no elections during war, that's because these words are very serious from him. When he talks about ending 6 wars, which we know he did not do that. When he calls this Biden's war, he just accused a former president of the United States of this being his war, when Putin is the one that started the war. And we just sit back and we just watch this unfold over and over again. And then what's going to happen is when it's too late, you're going to have people says, well, I didn't know that was going to happen. And I'm just sick and tired of the I told you so's.
Yep.
We have a real criminal in office. And I don't care if that triggers you or not.
Okay,
that's the truth.
Elaine wants to say, hey, you guys can't even take a joke. Have you forgotten how to laugh? If you're, Elaine, I know you're a regular listener to the show. You know we laugh when it's appropriate. This is not a laughing matter. I mean, in the middle of all of this, the breaking news is he wants to sign an executive order to get rid of mail-in balloting.
Text comes in, says it is Biden's war. All right, you got it, Ursula. Scenarios next. Gee Ursula.
This hour is brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington.
Spike O'Neill here. Sharp Vision Modern LASIK lens gave me back the perfect vision I had up until a few years ago. Now, never need glasses again. Never developed cataracts. Been about 6 months since my RLE surgery. My vision is better than it's ever been in my life. Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens, privately owned, no corporate shareholders or boardrooms. Dr. Sharp built his business on the principle of always strive to overaccomplish, never overprice. Call 425-451-2020 or go online to sharp-vision.com. That's sharp-vision.com. Official eye care providers of Sounders FC.
Bathfitter just hit a big milestone, 42,000 installations in Western Washington, and that is reason to celebrate. And they're doing just that by offering you monthly payments as low as $125 a month. That's right. You can upgrade that dingy old tub, or maybe you want to switch from a tub to a shower to make it a lot safer for you to get in and out of your bath. Choose Bathfitter. I chose Bathfitter Northwest because they work here. They live here. They love making bathrooms better for their neighbors. And that's important to me. I want a company that is invested in our community. And that is exactly Bathfitter Northwest. Custom fit tub and shower solutions are installed in as little as 1 day. And every single installation is backed by a lifetime warranty. Call Bathfitter or visit bathfitternw.com today to schedule a free consultation, because this special offer won't last.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau, their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-972-0588. 800-972-0588. 800-972-0588.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Are you looking at senior living options for you or a loved one? If so, you likely have many questions like, what can I afford? How long will my savings last? And if I run out of money, will I have to move out? If these questions are weighing on you, I'm here to talk you through different solutions. Hi, I'm Amanda from Care Partners Senior Living. At Care Partners, we're focused on offering high-quality, compassionate care at very affordable prices to help stretch and preserve your assets. And if you ever run out of funds and need to convert to Medicaid, you won't have to move. We have vibrant communities throughout Western Washington, Spokane, and Arizona offering independent, assisted living, and memory care. Our caregivers are some of the most loving and genuine people you'll ever meet. Stretch your assets, preserve your estate, and never worry about moving. That's peace of mind in the Care Partners Living difference. Learn more at carepartnersliving.com. Care Partners is excited to announce our newest communities in Port Orchard, Sumner, Snohomish, and North Creek Bothell. Visit carepartnersliving.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Is your concrete sinking? Whether it's your driveway, sidewalk, or patio, those uneven surfaces are not just ugly, they're dangerous. That's where Groundworks comes in. They use state-of-the-art concrete lifting solutions to prevent tripping hazards, and they're the best at what they do. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals, and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio, so we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
What other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow, it sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Palate cleanser scenarios.
Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario?
My husband and I were having dinner with 2 other couples at our house. I was having a great time, but I know these are not his favorite people. Dinner was finished, and we just sat around and talked. He excused himself politely, and I thought he would just go to the bathroom. He was gone for about 20 minutes, and nobody said anything but I decided to go check on him. He was in the guest room watching Netflix on his phone in the dark. He's hiding and leaving me alone out there. Am I being petty? Should I let it go? What do I do with this now? 888-973-5476. Ursula, you have to bat first. That's the text line, y'all.
Okay. He needs to put his big boy pants on and go back into the living room where y'all are chatting. It's one time you're having friends, you agree to have them over, and it's just plain old rude. I mean, maybe you can take an extended break, but just to check out and start watching Netflix while you still have guests. And by the way, I know someone who used to do that, and I know that there are some people who are just really uncomfortable in social situations, but these are guests in your home, and you can just buckle up, or what's the word? I'll just
Suck
say
it up.
Suck it up, buttercup. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Or don't invite them over. If you know that they're not your favorite people, then go to a restaurant where you can say bye when you're done. But they're in your home. It's just rude.
I think this is completely fine. I do this. I mean,
you
like,
check out with guests there and you hide in a room?
I'm not hiding. I'm completely open with my wife about it. Like, if she's like, oh, I'm inviting these people over and we don't really mesh that well, I'll be like, okay, cool. I'll join you for dinner, and then I'm just going to go hang out upstairs or go work on some woodworking or something, or go out in the garden. And I'm completely open and transparent with her. Like, sometimes she wants to have people over, and I'm like, these are not my people. Uh-huh. Okay, so I'm gonna make an appearance, and I also have the social anxiety thing, where like sometimes I'm just not feeling it. I'm just gonna, all right, not feeling it right now, and I think hasn't been a big deal.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah,
light me up.
I'll rebut. I'll rebut here in a second.
I think it's just ridiculous. If you got people over at your house and you go upstairs in a room to go watch Netflix, that's just rude. It's ridiculous. And
Don't have them over.
And here's the thing, wife, just make that the last time. Just make it the last time of having people at your house if you're gonna do that. Because here's what happens in that situation. You're making everyone else uncomfortable. They're not going to come out and say it, right? If you go to someone's house and one of the couples is gone for an extended period of time, when you get in the car with Lorraine, hey, Lorraine, you notice how Buddy was gone all the time?
Yeah.
I wonder what's going on.
Yeah, you don't think they noticed?
That's what I'm saying. Just don't have people at your house.
Let me explain that, though. Because, okay, so like I have a rule that if I hang out with you for an extended period of time and you don't ask me a single question, I don't want to hang out with you again. And there are people I've hung out with 3-4 times who have yet to ask me a single question. And I'm like, I'm not investing my emotional energy into like, oh, that's so fascinating. Tell me more. It's a one-way interaction.
But don't have them in your home.
Well, you know what? Someone might enjoy having them there. Gabby might.
By the way, I know Dawn is probably listening, but sitting down with Dawn, I had to hold myself back because I kept asking her questions. I felt like I was, let me just shut up and chill. Because, you know.
No, Dawn, co-owner of Seattle Storm, who you hung out with yesterday, and I'm so jealous.
But in our profession, we're curious.
And she's got great stories.
So we got questions.
Yes.
And so sometimes, you might feel like you're asking too many questions. So I felt like, okay, I'll only chill out a little bit. Because I kept asking her questions. I was very curious.
I bet she loved that.
Well, she does have a cool job, too.
Well,
the plans for dinner should have never been made in the first place, to Ursula's point. But now you're stuck and you need an escape route to get out of that awkward mess. Now, she might stick it out and talk to the peeps she's not really vibing with. But the dude took it to another level, sliding out the chair, going under the table, and finding your way to the TV on the route out the door.
She's a little runaway.
If this is how the guy solves his other problems, expect him to be on his way out in many other scenarios. So watch your back over there.
All right, Ursula, we had our palate cleanser. Now, I'm sure at 11 o'clock hour. Just a reminder, in July of 2024, Trump told a bunch of folks, quote, you won't have to do it anymore. 4 more years, and you know what? It'll be fixed. It'll be fine. You won't have to vote anymore, my beautiful Christians. Was he joking?
Well, apparently not, because we have some breaking news in terms of an executive order having to do with mail-in ballots.
Which he does not have.
No, yeah, I know. You thought I was going to go to mail order brides.
You did.
No, I said mail order ballots. That's what I was about to say. Mail-in ballots.
Wait a minute, Ursula.
No, you wanted me to go there.
Why you got mail?
You wanted me to go there.
Have you ever known anybody that's had a mail order bride?
Yes, I have. Yes, I have, but that's not what we're talking about. This executive order has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with how you vote here in the state of Washington and many other places. So we'll talk about that coming up next.
The Jake and Spike Show.
I check it late at night when my wife's not looking.
Weekdays noon to 3.
My favorite thing on my phone, which is my weather app.
First thing, nonstop.
My number one app. Every day it tells me it's the number one thing I use on my phone.
First thing I looked at when I woke up.
First thing I see in the morning, last thing I see at night is the weather.
Then I'll roll over and kiss her after that.
My wife says, don't kiss me after you look at your weather app.
I feel hot and sweaty.
Watch the Jake and Spike Show live on YouTube or the KIRO Newsradio app.
Looking for a simple solution to hair loss this summer? Get the same breakthrough one-day treatment I received at Advanced Hair during their once yearly summer savings event. Your own natural hair begins to regrow the very next day, and Advanced Hair guarantees it will grow. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar during their best offer of the year. For details and a free consultation, call 425-449-8185, advancedhair.com.
Viking, dedicated to creating travel experiences for the thinking person, with programs designed for cultural enrichment on board and on shore. Discover more at Viking.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Cars for Kids, your trusted charity for car donations, also accepts donations of boats, RVs, motorcycles, and real estate. Call today, 877-CARS4KIDS.
Hey, Spike O'Neill here with Dr. Matthew Sharp, owner of Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens. Dr. Sharp, I keep getting questions from our listeners. When's the right time to have this procedure? My eyes are changing. Should I wait until they're done changing?
Well, I always tell patients, do it now. Don't wait. Whatever age you are, and that's part of the mission of Sharp Vision, is that whatever age you are, whatever prescription you have, we try to find a procedure that works for you. When you're young, LASIK and PRK are great procedures. As we get older, the refractive lens exchange becomes more appealing because that can fix whatever glasses prescription, whether you're farsighted, nearsighted, or have astigmatism, and it fixes it permanently so you don't develop cataracts, and it allows you to see near without glasses.
Do what I did. Schedule a consultation to learn everything you need to know from the best Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens. 425-451-2020, or go online to sharp-vision.com. That's sharp with an E-vision.com.
You hear that? That's the sound of your business losing money. Legacy phone systems weren't built for today's teams. OpenPhone gives your business a smarter way to stay connected. OpenPhone lets you manage calls, texts, voicemail, and contacts all in one place so that you and your team can deliver a seamless customer experience from ring to... Need to take calls on the go? OpenPhone automatically transcribes, summarizes, and highlights next steps from every call, so you never miss a detail. Need insight into what closes a sale? With OpenPhone's AI call tags, you can instantly spot key topics like objections or pricing questions, and use those insights to coach your team and level up every customer interaction. And yes, you can bring your existing number with you for free. Keep your team in sync and your customers happy with OpenPhone. OpenPhone. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try OpenPhone for free at openphone.com/try and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's openphone.com/try. openphone.com/TRY.
KIRO FM and HD1 Tacoma, Seattle.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Cammie McCormick. President Trump and Ukraine's president sat down at the White House a short while ago for talks on Trump's meeting with the Russian president. Trump insisted there is still the possibility an agreement can be reached for ending the war in Ukraine.
It's never the end of the road. People are being killed, and we want to stop that. So I would not say it's the end of the road. No, I think we have a good chance of doing it.
CBS's Aaron Navarro.
The main goal, it seems from all sides involved, is to at least get to a trilateral meeting, a meeting between Putin and Zelensky themselves.
Zelensky signaled he's open to that, and President Trump indicated the U.S. would be part of, in some form, a security guarantee.
What you've seen today and in the days leading up to today are European leader statements talking about how that security guarantee is a key priority for them. They are not outright rejecting this proposal from President Trump and this White House to kind of have a type of NATO-like protection, Article 5-like protection. And they are saying that this will be something that they will discuss with him.
Trump will meet with the European leaders after Zelensky. Flights in and out of Reagan National Airport in Washington resumed a short while ago after a morning fire alarm in the control tower halted traffic. CBS's Christian Benavidez has the latest on powerful Hurricane Aaron and the alerts along the East Coast, even as the storm remains offshore.
Ocean rescue teams are already telling beachgoers to be on the lookout for red flag warnings, telling visitors to stay out of the water. The worst of the waves are expected later this week in North Carolina, where some coastal communities in Dare County have put in effect mandatory evacuation orders ahead of what's forecasted to be severe life-threatening flooding.
Former Attorney General Bill Barr is facing questions from lawmakers about the investigation into Jeffrey Epstein's death. Lawmakers subpoenaed Barr for his testimony. CBS's Katrina Kaufman is covering.
Barr was Attorney General at that time, and he personally oversaw that investigation and personally reviewed the footage. What was also very unusual is that his senior staff went to the site, and a source told CBS that in 20 years they hadn't seen anything like that happen. They also said there hadn't been such a high-profile death, but all of this was very unusual, and he was very personally involved.
The conservative network Newsmax has agreed to pay $67 million to settle a lawsuit accusing it of defaming Dominion voting systems over President Trump's 2020 election loss. Dominion says it's pleased to have settled. Checking the numbers on Wall Street at this hour, stocks are lower. The Dow is off 69 points. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
A basketball tournament in honor of one of Brian Koberger's victims. That story coming up. At first, KIRO News Radio traffic. In Kent, a crash is blocking 2 lanes on State Route 167 near State Route 516. In Buckley, a crash is blocking both directions of State Route 410 at the White River Bridge. A semi hit the bridge. This is going to be a long-term traffic issue. Watch for detours. Road work is done for now on I-5 northbound near the Ship Canal Bridge. Express lanes open southbound. Travel time Everett to Seattle 25 minutes, Everett to Bellevue 27. Traffic brought to you by Home Comfort Alliance. Save 50 to 75% by combining tax credits, rebates, and incentives on a new heat pump. HomeComfortAlliance.com.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and MyNorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch. Seattle police are investigating a Saturday night shooting at Golden Gardens Park. KIRO 7 TV's Jake Chapman spoke with a witness.
Those who saw what led up to it.
One of them took his shorts down and exposed himself.
It was after that moment someone pulled out a gun.
I heard 5 shots.
A 35-year-old man was rushed to Harborview Medical Center with life-threatening injuries. Officers detained 3 people in connection to the shooting and had arrested a 22-year-old man for assault. But Sunday evening, that man is now out of jail and the investigation is back on.
And police are investigating after gunfire broke out near a Swift bus stop in Mill Creek Saturday night. Police say it started with an argument at the Orange Line stop on 164th Street Southeast. Everyone ran off, but officers later tracked down 2 suspects. Mill Creek police say no one was injured. The man accused of shooting a veteran in a wheelchair has pleaded not guilty to first-degree assault. The shooter accused Harold Powell of pretending to be a veteran, but Powell tells KIRO 7 TV he did serve in the Navy, and he adds,
I refuse to complain, and I'm not going to let this guy, nothing about this guy live in my mind for rent-free.
Gregory Tim is being held on $750,000 bail in the case. Just 2 months before Ethan Chapin and 3 other University of Idaho students were killed, Ethan helped start a basketball contest to benefit kids in the Skagit Valley. Over the weekend, the Hope for the Valley tournament was held in his honor. Organizers tell KIRO 7 TV.
It's been a heavy couple years, and it's been a lot of work to put this on. It's so fulfilling. Just want to do right by Ethan and do right by his spirit.
Money raised helps pay for equipment, gym time, and scholarships. There's now a bronze statue of Seattle basketball legend Sue Bird. KIRO 7 TV's Eric Thomas was at the unveiling at Climate Pledge Arena.
An unveiling that a lot of people had circled on their calendar.
She does so much for basketball, but also other women's sports.
That's why it is important, because there was this team that I could support as a young child.
As for Bird, she acknowledged the accolade with all the grace and poise that we've grown accustomed to on the hardwood, but made sure to sprinkle in a little humor.
And when you inevitably see a little bird poop on my shoulder, just consider it family checking in and reminding me where home is.
Bird becomes the first WNBA star to have a statue dedicated in her honor. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Partly sunny skies with highs in the mid-70s. It's 69 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO Newsradio App. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Hey, good morning, everybody. It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Happy Monday, August 18th. Ursula just told me coming into this thing that there's a lot of news that's getting ready to come at you.
Yeah, I'm having to pick and choose essentially how much I can squeeze into this next hour because we are beyond packed. Okay, so we're going to get right to it. But just a reminder, our text line is 888-973-5476. 888-973 KIRO. You can also weigh in watching us on YouTube. Folks are spicy in there, and we're hoping you keep it respectful as well.
All right, let's get to it, Ursula. What you got?
Top stories at 11.
On the Gee and Ursula Show.
So you heard the breaking news here in the last hour. President Trump is hosting Ukraine's President Vladimir Zelensky at the White House right now after he had that summit with Vladimir Putin over the weekend and trying to broker some kind of deal to end the war in Ukraine, which has gone on for several years now. And so during that, we saw that there was some breaking news that actually affects us here directly. And President Trump made this promise regarding mail-in ballots.
Mail-in ballots are corrupt. Mail-in ballots, you can never have a real democracy with mail-in ballots. And we, as a Republican Party, are going to do everything possible that we get rid of mail-in ballots. We're going to start with an executive order that's being written right now by the best lawyers in the country to end mail-in ballots because they're corrupt.
Okay, so we weren't expecting to have to react to that, but just speaking about, well, you're in a very different mood than you were starting at 9 o'clock. So tell me, because you've got a look of.
No, I'll tell you why. Because you're gonna do some educating here in a second. But before you do, I'm sitting here baffled at many people saying, you guys are fear mongering on the mail-in ballot. He's not. That's not going to be a thing. And so here in a second, you're going to explain the pathway to how this can get done. And the reason I think that people are just starting to believe that, or when he does say something, they'll call it jokes. Project 25. Oh, that was a joke.
Oh, just you guys are fear mongering.
His comments just now about if there is a war going, then there should be no election. People say that's jokes. Well, in July 2024, he said, quote, "You won't have to do it anymore. 4 more years, you know what? It'll be fixed. It'll be fine. You won't have to vote anymore, my beautiful Christians." So, Ursula, you're the more calm one of us. I want to ask you, do you think it's a joke?
No, because he wants to target mail-in balloting before the 2026 midterm elections. And he knows that the polling is not favorable right now for him. And there are a bunch of states, California, in addition to us, California, Colorado, Hawaii, Nevada, Oregon, Utah, Vermont also do all-mail ballots. Mm-hmm. And we have had the Secretary of State on a number of times, and also King County elections folks who say over and over again there is absolutely no evidence of any kind of widespread fraud. Mail-in balloting has been highly successful. So why is he trying to target that? And then I want to just look into some of the specifics when it comes to the Constitution.
Come on.
So explicitly in the Constitution, it gives states primary control over running their own elections, with Congress having the power to intervene or set nationwide rules when it chooses. So essentially it says, "The times, the places, and manner of holding elections for senators and representatives shall be prescribed in each state by the legislature thereof, but the Congress may at any time, by law, make or alter such regulations."
Say that again for the people in the back, Ursula, that last "but" part. This is the most important. Say it again.
Congress may at any time, by law, make or alter such regulations. Nowhere in there did it say by executive order.
Is Congress going to tell Trump no? Yes or no?
They haven't had the record of doing so. So the Democrats, but right now, all branches of government are held by the Republican Party. So again, should there be, and which is why the niceness being shown by the Democratic Party or trying to do everything, by the book needs to end. Because right now, he's just steamrolling over everybody. So, again, and I just want to say, we appreciate all of you texting in and sending us messages saying you guys need to talk about this. We are trying to find that balance between, what we report, what we don't report. What is it that we can do that brings us together? But you and I are on the same page when it comes to this. This is something absolutely to worry about.
I mean, what you just laid out, Ursula, for all of us, you just said the times, places, and manner of holding elections for senators and representatives shall be prescribed in each state by the legislature thereof. But this is the part that's just scary to me. But Congress may at any time by law make or alter such regulations. And we know
this is not coming through Congress. Congress is, so this is coming by executive order, which is what this administration has done. Record number of executive orders. It is a dictatorship.
Yes.
I mean, that's what we're talking about here. And you can accuse us of TDS all you want, but at certain points we can't ignore what is happening. And obviously, this is something that would affect us directly in this state. So our newsroom is trying to get reaction from the state attorney general. It's just going to be yet another lawsuit against the Trump administration. You know it. Yeah. So that's where we're at. But again, that just happened during a news conference that, I'm still waiting for the war to end.
I'll put a bow on this one, Ursula. If this country, 2026 does not go right, there is no 2028 elections.
And I hope that we are never proving you right or wrong, and I hope that something stops. I hope that it's really going to be up to the courts, because so far we have not seen that Congress can stop anything.
Yep.
So that's where we are. Okay, let's talk about something else, because we've got some other news. You want to talk about this? This is going to get people riled up.
What's that?
Because I'm going to mention the pandemic and what happened during the pandemic, because a Southwest Washington restaurant that bragged about flouting COVID rules is now on the hook for nearly $1 million in fines. And an appeals court just made it clear that, yes, Stuffy's in Longview, you are going to be paying. So that restaurant, Stuffy's, stayed open for indoor dining for 52 days, despite then Governor Inslee's emergency order banning it. And we reported on it when it was happening. Mm-hmm. And state labor officials initially hit them with a $126,000 penalty, but kept adding $18,000 a day until the restaurant finally shut its doors. So the total tab was just under $1 million. And the State Standard reports that a 3-judge appeals panel called the violations willful and said that the owners were putting employees at risk, and they rejected the argument that the fine was too high because the restaurant cannot afford it.
Was that Spuffies or Spiffies?
Was it Spiffies or Stuffies? Spiffies.
This is Stuffies.
Oh, this is Stuffies. Oh, this ain't the other one. Oh, okay. Listen, Ursula, they didn't messed around and found out. And it sounds like they're going to have to go up on their country fried
chicken fried steak.
Chicken fried steak and rice. You know what I'm saying? They're going to have to go up on price. So the question was, you be the judge, should they have to pay? Yes. Yes. Consequences. Being held accountable. I thought this is what you guys want. If you get a ticket, you pay the price. If you get a fine, you pay the price. In court, they say you got to pay. Pay. And by the way, I'm sure you guys do your GoFundMe's. You do the GoFundMe's.
Actually, I think that they were talking about that. Yeah, the owners haven't commented on the ruling yet. They've been closed actually since early August because of some kind of kitchen fire. But the court said a business's inability to pay does not make a penalty excessive.
Yeah.
I mean, the unfortunate thing is they did the whole FAFO. Yes. You know what I'm saying? And I have sympathy. I have sympathy only in that I hate to see any business go out, but it looks like they were already out because of that fire. But yeah, I mean, if you are in the middle of, the next time we have a pandemic, or the next time we have some kind of situation where we all have to do our part, I mean, essentially going against these orders, unfortunately, you might get a fine.
Real quick, you really do feel bad for them? I mean,
I just don't like anyone losing their business.
Ursula,
but on the other hand, they were
on our radio airwaves. These folks got on there, talking stuff, talking trash, talking about how
that is one of my biggest, maybe Achilles heels, is that I feel bad for people. Yeah.
Well, I would feel bad. But it's not just that they're losing their business. What they did was they took advantage of the fact that every other restaurant was closed and advertised that they're flouting the law so that they could get all the business. Now, is that fair to the other restaurants in the market? No.
No.
It's not.
No, exactly.
Also, sweeping statement: you cannot say, well, illegal immigrants have to be deported because they're here illegally. That's the law, and also say this restaurant shouldn't have to pay the fine because that was the law.
Ursula,
yep, exactly.
Ursula,
okay. Yes.
Did you just say FAFO?
Yes.
Hey,
I made it a verb.
I don't know what's going
on. My kids keep me young. That's what's going on. Okay. Well, got one more. I'm going to squeeze one more.
Yes.
So, you know how we talk about the mental health crisis in this state? Washington keeps sounding the alarm about a mental health crisis. But did you know that there are thousands of qualified counselors stuck in bureaucratic limbo? Okay. Now, this is according to reporting from the Seattle Times. Nearly 3,600 mental health professionals, including recent graduates, out-of-state counselors, even fully licensed therapists, are just waiting for the state to approve their credentials. And the Times profiled one, a 26-year-old named Maren Stevens, a trauma counselor from Hawaii. She's lined up a telehealth job here in Washington that would double her current salary. And she applied for her credentials back in April. She's still waiting.
Okay.
And at one point, she said she spent 8 hours on hold with the Department of Health, and eventually the phone system just stopped taking calls. So the Times dug a little bit and looked at, like, what is causing these delays. And they're saying they've got a massive surge in applications, serious staffing shortages at the Department of Health, and then they've got this $60+ million software upgrade that for now has slowed everything down. Y'all need to look at that. Okay? Like $60 million, and it's making things worse. And then later this month, the state is going to do a credential freeze to keep working on the system. And this is happening while Washington has only one mental health provider for every 360 residents. Imagine that. I mean, that's just criminal. And more than half of behavioral health agencies say they cannot fill open positions because the state won't approve people fast enough. So my question for you is, if we desperately need more mental health counselors, why are we making them wait 5 months?
I don't know. I think that this is your line of expertise. And right now, Ursula, I'm just going to throw this to you.
You want me to get in trouble because I'm about to mention something. This is where, okay, do you want to venture to guess where I'm going to go with this?
I don't have any idea where you're going.
Okay. I looked into it because I wanted to find out. And if you work for the Department of Health, tell me if I'm wrong. But many licensing staff workers are still working hybrid or fully remote schedules.
Okay.
So imagine if you don't have as many people on site, what's going to happen? Right? I mean, a lot of these applications require background checks, fingerprints, notarized documents. All of these things need to be handled physically. And if you only have a handful of employees, and by the way, this doesn't only just go for the Department of Health, Department of Licensing. This is every department that requires some kind of public interaction. If you are still working hybrid and you know that you could be much more efficient if you came in on those Mondays and Fridays as well, it's time to end it. It's time to end that remote work if you're talking about a backlog like this. Now, is that the only reason? No, I gave you some other reasons. But I look at this, and if there are still people if it's still not all hands on deck and we've got a mental health crisis and people are waiting on the phone 5 hours before the phone system just goes out,
right?
That's criminal.
So are you saying that, let's make sure I'm clear, everyone that works for the Department of Health in these...
I didn't say everybody. What I said is there are still a lot of folks, whether it's in state government, county government, city government, who are still insisting on working part-time remote. Like, they're balking at the idea of going in 3 days a week.
Well, let's talk specifically about this, though. Do you believe that the reason, one of the reasons,
yeah, absolutely. I think the continued hybrid work is absolutely one of the reasons it's slowing down.
Do you think too many city and county government workers work from home?
Yes. We're how many years out of the pandemic are we?
Well, it started 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Out of the pandemic, I'd say 3 years, right?
Yeah.
Fair?
Yeah.
Right? 2022.
And if you, and again, because I hate sweeping statements.
I mean, you're
if
close
you're
to
working, if you are working efficiently and your office is not backloaded with cases or people who haven't been hired or applications that have not been processed, I'm not talking about you. But if you got a situation like this and you still have people working remote, I'm saying end it.
Yeah. Well, again, if you have, especially, we talk about mental health all the time, and if we're talking about those things and there is delay in people being licensed to do these things, yeah, it needs to be a problem. All right, Ursula, thank you for that sweeping statement. 11:30 here on the show. It is time for Agree to Disagree, and guess what's on the docket? Uber. Would you rather have human drivers or autonomous drivers? Next, Gee and Ursula.
This hour is brought to you by DUI Heroes. KIRO Newsradio, the Northwest's trusted news source.
Get the latest from KIRO Newsradio's James Lynch.
It happened Wednesday morning just after 6 o'clock.
Experienced voices you trust.
Several people hurt after a violent Saturday in Pierce County.
Coverage you depend on.
More from KIRO Newsradio's Matt Markovich.
It's as close to a veto warning as you could possibly get.
KIRO Newsradio. We're on YouTube, our app, your smart speaker, and 97.3 FM.
You know, I love my Subaru Outback. We bought it back in 2016 from Carter Subaru. Still works like a top. It is just in great shape, and we plan to use it for a long time. But when it's time for us to get another car, I'm going to go right back to Carter Subaru. Why? Because they are awesome. They treat their customers like family. You don't have to worry about high pressure sales. And right now, the Subaru A Lot to Love event is going on through the end of August. And Carter Subaru has an amazing selection and is, in fact, the only dealership in Seattle with the 2025 Outback at 0% interest for 36 months on approved credit. Or you should take advantage of the federal tax credit before it goes away and lease a 2025 Subaru Solterra. You'll get a credit of up to $7,500. Head into Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard today.
On approved credit, subject to vehicle insurance and availability. Not all buyers will qualify for federal tax credit. A documentary service fee may be added to the sale price or capitalized cost. Carter Subaru is buying down the rate for the 2025 Outback. The max amount financed is $20,000. See dealer for details. Valid through 8/31/25.
Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens has given me back clear vision. They've performed over 80,000 successful lens replacement surgeries. At Sharp Vision, you'll get the best price combined with the best experience. Sharp-vision.com. That's sharp with an E, -vision.com.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's G. Scott here. College students, listen up. Whether you're at a university, junior college, or tech school, Safeway's got your back with 5% off just for being a student. All you got to do, verify your student ID in the app. Boom. Instant savings and exclusive deals. And parents, I see you too. Make life easier with online shopping and delivery. If it's your first time using delivery, guess what? You get $30 off your first order. Now, here's the real game changer. Fresh Pass. Subscribe and enjoy unlimited free delivery and special offers. And if you use EBT, you get Fresh Pass for 50% off plus big savings on fresh produce. That's right. Healthy food, delivered, and affordable. It's a lot of info, I know, but the savings is significant and worth the time. So if you have or know a college student, make sure they visit Safeway.com/4U. That's FOR and the letter U. Again, Safeway.com/4U.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done. This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Well, I'm here with my good buddy, Dr. Dan Nelson from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine. And you've heard from Dr. Dan's patients over the years how a simple stem cell procedure has successfully conquered their pain. Well, folks, now it's my turn. After years of dealing with knee pain from all the football abuse, I can say my knee pain now is almost 100% gone. How'd you do it, Dr. Dan?
Well, Brock, personally, I'm very happy that you did so well. And your story is like so many of our other patients who come in, former athletes and non-athletes as well, who have come in with chronic knee pain. And and they are looking for alternatives besides knee replacement surgery. And we're happy to provide this service. It's been truly a game changer for so many folks. It's just been a pleasure to be part of this.
Consider Dr. Nelson, the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques, including stem cell therapy. I was in and out with a couple of follow-ups. It's a non-surgical solution to pain using your own stem cells. Consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD at 425-823-4000 or visit DanielNelsonMD.com. That's DanielNelsonMD.com.
Americans may not agree on much, but we agree on Social Security. We all pay in. It ought to be there when we need it. Social Security could face a funding gap in less than a decade, and I don't want to see a pay cut. I'm with AARP in the fight to protect the Social Security we earned.
Pledge to protect Social Security at aarp.org/weearnedit. That's aarp.org/weearnedit. Paid for by AARP.
When your reputation's on the line, you don't leave anything to chance, especially your primer. Painters trust Kills primers for a smooth start, strong adhesion, and serious stain-blocking power. And now, the full Kills lineup is available exclusively at the Home Depot. Need it fast? Get same-day or next-day delivery, or order online and pick up in-store. Kills primers. Pro results, faster. The Home Depot. If you're a pro, you know.
Homeowners, federal tax credits on heat pumps end soon. Home Comfort Alliance can help you save up to 75% on new in-stock heat pumps with combined discounts, utility rebates, and expiring federal tax credits on systems installed by December 31st. These are new in-stock high-efficiency models that will make your home comfortable year-round. Federal tax credits expire December 31st, so don't wait. Visit HomeComfortAlliance.com. For all your heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical needs, it's Home Comfort Alliance, the comfort people.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
CBS News special report. High-stakes meetings at the White House today. President Trump is talking with Ukraine's president and European leaders who have flown to Washington to take part. Trump was asked about dropping his demands for a ceasefire in his earlier talks with Russian President Vladimir Putin.
Would I like the concept. I like the concept of a ceasefire for one reason, because you'd stop killing people immediately.
CBS's Nancy Cordes has the latest.
President Trump said that he is going to be speaking with Vladimir Putin right after these meetings wrap up to let him know what was discussed and to talk about a possible trilateral meeting between himself, President Putin, and President Zelensky.
CBS's Holly Williams in Ukraine on the key sticking points.
I think there's a big difference between freezing front lines, accepting that the Russians are occupying part of Ukraine, and actually handing over territory permanently to Russia.
CBS News special report. I'm Cammie McCormick.
And I'm Heather Bosch. The man accused of shooting a veteran in a wheelchair on the Seattle waterfront today pleaded not guilty to first-degree assault. Gregory Tim is being held on $750,000 bail in that July attack. Seattle police are searching for 4 people who used hammers and bear spray to pull off a broad daylight robbery, taking $2 million in jewels from Menanche and Sons in West Seattle. Casey McNerney from the King County Prosecutor's Office tells Seattle's Morning News.
When that case is referred to us, this would be certainly a high priority case.
The thieves vanished in a silver Subaru. Western Washington's recent rain helped, but it was not enough to stop the Bear Gulch wildfire, which is now burning on more than 8,000 acres near Lake Cushman. It's just 3% contained. Warmer, drier weather could ramp up fire activity again this week. Nearly 700 firefighters are now working the area with help from helicopters and drones. The Seahawks dominated the Kansas City Chiefs 33-16 in their second preseason game of the year.
Block, looks, throws to the end zone, back shoulder throw, Bobo, touchdown, Seahawks!
Both of backup quarterback Drew Lock's touchdowns were to fan favorite wide receiver Jake Bobo. The Seahawks traveled to Lambeau Field Saturday for their third preseason game against Green Bay. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 55 points. NASDAQ off about 10. Nate Connors at the KIRO News Radio traffic desk.
Hey, thanks, Heather. Seattle Sports has the update. We're monitoring the closure of the White River Bridge this morning over at State Route 410 between Buckley and Enumclaw. Semi hit the bridge earlier this morning. Crews are currently on scene assessing the damage. No estimated time to reopen. Outside of this, not much slowing you down. The latest phase of Revive I-5 in Seattle wrapped up over the weekend, so our express lanes are back back to their normal routine. Through JBLM South 5, you've got a typical 2 to 3 mile backup there near the main gate. Tacoma to Olympia, a 45-minute drive. Renton to Auburn has a 10-minute delay right now. You've got a brief backup approaching State Route 516 from an earlier collision. Linwood to Seattle, 20 minutes. You can always listen to your favorite local sports content on the FM dial on 97.3 HD2. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Partly sunny skies today with highs in the mid-70s. It's 69 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show. We promised you we would have a very packed show for you, and I hope that you think we delivered because we are just bursting at the seams with news. But right now, it is time for us to agree to disagree, brought to you by Guardian Roofing and Gutters.
One of these days, we just got to take off the gloves. Just really go at it.
Ursula, say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. The
Okay,
Wall
it ain't
Street
so.
Journal. The Wall Street Journal says that leggings are for boomers. Literally for boomers. So their argument is that in the hipper areas, the country's leggings are out and baggy workout pants are now in, and it's only the olds that should be wearing leggings. What say you to that?
I think this is just complete and utter BS. So, first of all, there's nothing wrong with leggings. I love leggings, and I don't think it is just a boomer thing. But what I don't get is those big baggy sweatpants that barely stay on to cover your
Tilkus?
Yes, exactly. And how that is either attractive, comfortable, or practical. So I think that I call it the Wall Street Journal trying to stay relevant with young people.
I agree. I agree with you, Ursula. The only thing I just want to add, because sometimes y'all don't be knowing. Sometimes you try to get that deal on Amazon and you think, oh, I got these leggings they were $3.99, and then when you get them in your house, you can't see. But then when they hit that sunlight, bam, those things are see-through. You feel me?
You're correct on that one too.
You know what I'm saying?
And not all leggings are the same.
Not all leggings are the same. So all I'm saying is you need some type of light in your house to test the market on them. Because sometimes y'all be in that gym and you don't have any idea, and it's just see-through. And so I want to go up to you.
Sometimes, okay, just to piggyback on what you said. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to stop you.
You're good.
But those leggings that you might buy off of Amazon for really cheap, that are probably good for 2 or 3 washes. The other thing is the sizing on those.
Right.
Can be problematic.
Yeah.
And so not only would they be see-through, but they might not fit that great.
Right.
That all said, I would still go with the leggings for any age, not just boomers or close to boomers, versus you've seen those really, really, really saggy sweatpants.
Right. I've seen them.
I mean, they're barely staying on.
Well, the new wide leg ones, I mean, they still have an appropriate waist. And as a guy, I guess I will be sad to see the leggings go. But let's be honest, like, the leggings are not about performance. They're about the look. They're absolutely about the look because they're meant to show the exact contours and shapes of the buttocks and the legs, but squished into a package that's slightly more appealing. I mean, they have have you guys seen the scrunch butt leggings? They also call them peach lift leggings. So the very back of them has what's like a scrunchie. So it makes the posterior look a little more round and peach-like. I mean, that's really what leggings are for. To make the butt look good.
All I know is
comfortable.
Lululemon needs to make suitcases. Because Lululemon, if they made a suitcase, you can fit everything in that suitcase. I mean,
with pockets you didn't even know existed.
I mean, you get that Lululemon suitcase and you open up that case. Good Lord, I didn't know all that was in there.
Are you saying you could fit all the junk in the trunk?
I'm just talking about suitcases. I'm not talking
Here's
about
the problem, though.
You can fit everything.
If Lululemon were to make suitcases, though, they would be even more expensive than your Louis Vuitton luggage.
Hey, look, yeah.
Because Lululemon does not make cheap leggings.
You can fit everything in that suitcase. You can fit some cheeks, couple sets of cheeks in there. Some chicken thighs.
Couple hams.
All right, what's next?
Yeah, fine country hams. All right, Gee. Uber users in Atlanta, they're canceling rides as soon as they see on the app that, oh gosh, I've got a human driver. And instead, they're waiting until they can get one of Waymo's self-driving cars. So, I mean, if you had to be picking out a ride, you got two to choose from: human driver, robot driver.
Okay, I'm picking the robot driver. 1, 2. I'll throw this question at you. Says, by the way, Ursula is anti-technology.
This is not true.
Wait.
Who has fully embraced AI in this studio?
You did. You
Yeah,
did.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
All right, Ursula, I'm going to ask you this. It's 11:30 at night. You have just left polyesters. You
After
just
meeting Mark.
After meeting Mark.
Uh-huh.
You need to get home from that area to
Yes.
your house.
Yes.
What would you rather take, a human driver or an autonomous driver like Waymo?
Human driver all the time.
At 11:30 at night.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, because what happens if it's a rainy night and you can't see? You know how some of our streets don't have really well-defined markings?
Mm-hmm.
Who's going to do better, the human or the robot? What if a deer runs in front of the street, in front of the car? Who's going to do better? What if someone wants to walk across a crosswalk and
You didn't let me answer that on the
sorry.
deer. It just depends. What if your driver is no, not going to touch
No,
it.
oh my word, no.
I caught myself. Woo.
Oh my gosh.
I forgot we doing the Gee and Ursula show.
I don't even know where you're going with that.
I was
But
going to go.
Given how feisty you've been. Okay. No, I'll always pick the human.
That's just because you want to talk to the person, though.
Well, that too.
Yeah.
I mean, that too. But I think when it comes to some of the things that you have to consider, I just don't trust technology all the way when it comes to driving.
How about some of them?
To aid you, yes. But remember, as Clifford Woodinville said, I still don't use cruise control.
Hey, the last ride I got in there and I said, "Woo, smells spicy in here."
Oh, okay.
What?
Yeah.
I know you're trying to skirt trouble. We're out. We're done.
Yep, we're going to get out of here. I'm going to get myself in trouble. Coming up next, we got text messages, feedback, and then we'll have Ursula's Words to Live By.
Ah, summer in the Puget Sound region. Hanging at the beach. A nice coffee on a long walk with the pooch. And so much time sitting in traffic every weekend, literally going nowhere.
We've all felt it. Big construction projects are underway across the region, and I can help you get around the big delays.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan, presented by Carter Subaru. Get all of Sully's choke points at mynorthwest.com and the KIRO Newsradio app.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years. I owe the IRS a lot of money.
Louie was in deep trouble.
We're going to take your house, put a lien on your bank account, garnish your pay. They don't care. They're going to take your paycheck.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $1 billion for their clients.
Optima Tax, they help me. They calm me down. They make me feel comfortable, and I trust them.
Louie has a lot to be thankful for.
I don't owe the IRS anymore, and I'm able to live a comfortable life, a lot better life. It was because of Optima Tax.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation. Take it from Louie.
If you owe the IRS, don't go it alone. Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-972-0588. 800-972-0588. 800-972-0588. Optima Tax Relief. Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Endless hours of research, seeking referrals, dozens of calls. Hiring the right attorney can be a challenging process during an already difficult time. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains.
In Washington State, Tom, there are thousands of attorneys to choose from. Referrals and online research can be helpful, but discovering the right attorney requires a conversation. It can be hard to identify integrity and authenticity without that interaction.
So, what do you recommend?
We encourage anyone looking for personal injury representation to call for a free consultation with our team before making a decision simply based on referrals or online research. Accident victims need an attorney that listens, demonstrates honesty, and is genuinely understanding of their unique circumstances. The care, attention, and preparation that our firm provides throughout the case mirrors the effort involved when taking on the insurance companies.
Save time and avoid mistakes after an injury. Contact the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
Did you hear? A recent stash of $10 gold Liberty coins from the 1800s has been found. These gorgeous gold coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck in the late 1800s. And less than 200 of these gold coins are available. Coin experts are calling this gold find an incredible opportunity. Call 1-800-917-4635 and you are guaranteed a $10 gold Liberty coin minted by the U.S. Mint in the 1800s. But with extremely limited availability, you must call now. These gold Liberty coins from the 1800s are still in uncirculated condition. That is history you can hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-800-917-4635. Call now and you'll receive a free American Coin Collector's Bonus Package, a $40 value, free with every order. Call 1-800-917-4635 now to secure your $10 gold Liberty coins dated from the 1800s before they sell out. That's 1-800-917-4635.
When you own a business, it feels like everything's on you. Orders, deliveries, employees, on you. That's why Comcast Business is giving you a year of mobile on us with your internet service. Really? Yep. We'll cover your first line of mobile for 1 year. So calling customers, getting directions, texting Janine and shipping, on us. The broken coffee maker? That one's still on you, which means you'll save hundreds for your business and get the fastest mobile service with 5G cellular and Wi-Fi hotspots on us. But hurry, this deal won't last long. Get a mobile plan and free up the budget to maybe, I don't know, fix that coffee maker? Get mobile on us for 1 year, you guessed it, on us. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 9/22/25. Restrictions apply. New mobile customers only with internet standard service or above. Limited to value of one unlimited interline apply via 12 monthly internet bill credits. One discount per account. Fastest mobile based on mobile Wi-Fi and cellular data in service areas. Ookla Speed Test Intelligence 2H24.
If you want that summer body you've always dreamed of, then this message is for you, ladies, and you men too. Get rid of extra stubborn fat and address areas of loose skin around the waistline, chin, and under the upper arms with ProSculpt, the new one-day instant permanent fat removal and skin tightening treatment. Maybe you've tried the lasers, fat freezing methods, even those new pills, but without the desired results. ProSculpt is different. It's minimally invasive, performed while fully awake, gentle, yet powerful. Designed to target the waistline, chin, neck, arms, and thighs, ProSculpt uses FDA-cleared plasma technology to deliver immediate, permanent fat-reducing and skin-tightening results, all in just one visit. If you want that summer body this summer, then you must act now. Go to ProSculpt.com today to schedule your free consultation. Get $250 off. For instant, permanent fat reduction and skin tightening, visit ProSculpt.com.
Windows are our home's top target for break-ins. At Lake Washington Windows and Doors, we offer added security with our exclusive 3-layer security glass protection. Combined with our lifetime warranty, you'll have lifetime peace of mind. Choose Lake Washington Windows and Doors, a name you can trust.
Beat rising costs at Lake Washington Windows and Doors. For a limited time, get a 20% inflation discount and enjoy easy 18-month free financing with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest. Details at lakewashingtonwindows.com.
Saturday, August 23rd, enjoy the 30th birthday bash for University Place at Cirque Park, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Bands all day, over 50 vendors, beer garden, and family zone. Don't miss it August 23rd. Special thanks to UP Refuse and Recycling.
If you've been considering upgrading your siding, now is the perfect time. Hi, I'm Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. In the Pacific Northwest, moisture is the enemy. Old failing siding leads to hidden water damage, rot, and mold. State Roofing and Exteriors is a James Hardy preferred contractor with over 55 years of siding expertise. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com to schedule your siding inspection today. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
State Roofing, the best roof you'll ever need.
It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Ursula, we got these text messages, and I'm telling you right now, folks is texting in with the Uber situation.
Okay, and how are they weighing in?
Robin in Stanwood says, I'm dealing with this decision right now. I'm 57 years old, but scared to Uber from the airport to my son's house in St. Paul, Minnesota, at midnight on a Friday on an upcoming trip because Uber has too many stories of assault on women lately. I will choose Uber instead of robot only if I can have an audio record the drive.
Oh. Okay, that would, if you have if you have an autonomous vehicle, I suppose you wouldn't have to worry about that part. Someone else wanted to know, do you have to tip?
Hey,
the Waymo.
Whoever brought that point up.
That's
yes.
Neil.
Neil?
Yes.
Hey, so Ursula, you don't have to tip.
No, so that would be a plus. That said, I'll still take the human. Okay, one of our top stories was Pierce County Sheriff Keith Swank spending 6 weeks of his first 8 months out of office. Thomas in Tacoma says, where does he get his vacation time from? I need the same thing.
206 says, this isn't about whether he wants to be here or not. The individual who claims he's sheriff and a leader in his community clearly doesn't know how to be either.
On the U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi threatening our state over sanctuary status, Ryan in Arlington says, every county is a sanctuary county for illegal employers. Until illegal employers are arrested, America will have an illegal immigration problem.
Hot Take Monday. 206 says, whoa. Soaking a dish is valid. If you have a dish heavy in cheese, I am letting that bugger soak. So if it is easier to clean off the dish. Also, I live alone.
Okay, so the fact that you live alone, and we're not talking about you because you're the one who's going to take care of it. It's just when you put it in the sink and then expect someone else to do it.
Are you trying to say that people, sweeping statement, are you saying that people that live alone have a dirtier house than people that are in relationships?
No, I'm not silly enough to make that sweeping statement.
Do you think it?
No.
Okay.
No, because you only have yourself to take care of. I mean, unless you're a slob. Okay, 206 says, soaking for 10 minutes can be genuinely helpful for a few foods. Totally agree. But most dishes, it does nothing. And after that 10-minute mark, it's not soaking anymore. It is just procrastination in a puddle.
Sweeping statement. Men bathe less when their significant other's out of town.
Women bathe less too. Sweeping statement.
No possibility of, cuddling.
Sweeping statement. Men.
What's the difference between a sweeping statement and a hot take?
Nothing.
Hot take. You can be happy without a sense of purpose or passion. That was one of your hot takes. 253 says, that's why I'm happy being a worker and not being a manager. And you know what? I actually agree with you.
See?
Sometimes, you know what? It's just fine to be coasting and not getting, again, if that's your, but ultimately that was your goal in life, was just to be happy, just to be content. And there's nothing wrong with that.
By the way, I'm filibustering right now because I'm trying to hold out because I don't want to get to that Trump-Zelensky text.
Okay, well, it is our top story, so we'll read.
Just go down to scenarios.
A few. Ed in Ballard says, this morning I was struggling to explain to my doctor why the state of the world is making it hard for me to drink less. I feel like that past segment just summed it up perfectly.
Kara, the cleaning lady.
Yes.
Hey, Kara. The best outcome would be to have clear security backup for Ukraine, guaranteed, and not to push him to give up territory. That would be my hope today. This is my conservative opinion, not my MAGA opinion.
Mike says, I'm not a Trump supporter, but I do have to support his attempt to end the war in Ukraine. I support that as well. You support that as well. I think he believed he could charm Putin into at least a ceasefire. Instead, Putin played him like a fool that he is. The only reason he's doing anything for Ukraine now is because he is obsessed with the Nobel Peace Prize and would do anything to get it. He's not happy that Obama got it and won't rest until he gets one. Trump did nothing for Ukraine after Putin annexed Crimea in 2014. Trump could have helped Ukraine in his first term and did nothing because it had no benefit to him personally.
Sweeping statement. Barack Obama is smarter than Donald Trump. All right, Ursula, it's time for words to live by.
Well, my words to... You're too much. My words to live by have to do with truth. I'm not joking. So I combined two quotes here. One is, it is better to disappoint people with the truth than to appease them with a lie. And sometimes people just don't want to hear the truth because they don't want their illusions destroyed. I'm always going with the truth.
Your butt doesn't look good in those jeans? Is that what the advice you're giving us, guys?
When did I say that?
Oh,
that would be a sweeping statement.
Well, no. I mean, you have to.
Yes.
You have to appease somebody with a tiny mistruth sometimes, right?
Nick!
Well, it seems we're starting up a younger segment of Hot Takes, boldly calling out dish soakers with some blocked accounts at stake, but we all can get on board with one strong statement that was made, claiming Frazier got knocked down while Hawks knocked KC in the shade. And here's another hot take you can bring right to the bank. This news cycle that we had today was hefty like a tank. I might need to go shopping for some new leggings to get my mind feeling, peachy again after today.
I love it. And speaking of truth and leggings, if you don't think someone looks great in their leggings and they ask you, hey, how do I look? I still think it's important to tell the truth, but it's how you deliver it. It's how you deliver it.
Thank you.
I think that's what you were getting at.
206 texts in and says, I took a Waymo in Phoenix for my 85th birthday.
Wow.
It was 3 a.m. Wait a minute.
Happy birthday.
Why was you out at 3 a.m.? Anyway, she says it was terrific, obeyed all the laws, in fact, including meeting a red light fire truck. It was wonderful. 85 years old, out at 3 a.m.? Come on now.
They're not shopping for leggings at that time.
All right, we got to go, Ursula.
Love it. We'll do it again tomorrow.
Hey, the Jake and Spike Show, they're coming in next. Thanks, Ursula. Thank you, Chef. Nick, appreciate you, man.
Too, man.
Hot stuff. This is something new.
Oh, Ray Parker Jr.
Oh, that's right. But my mama used to always say, oh, he's so fine. She loved Ray Parker Jr. Appreciate you for listening. Love you for that. And as always, be kind.
Hope you have as much fun as we have. So long, everybody.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Protect your home and auto by bundling them with Progressive, and you'll have a little less to worry about. But we know you'll find other things to worry about. Like that text you just got from your boss. Hey, call me when you get a sec. Hey, call me when you get a sec. Hey, call me when you get a sec. Oh, hey, call me when you get a sec. Yeah, this is bad. Oh, well, at least you protected your home and auto with Progressive, so you don't have to worry about that. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help.